shine. I'm not one for wasting time. I'ma make that shit that gon' go have you wait and stand in line. Shine, you gon' shine. Don't you go and waste your time. I know you feeling down, but I know what you got deep inside. Shine, I'ma shine. Shine, I'ma shine. Shine, you gon' shine. Shine, I'ma shine. I'm not one for wasting time.
All right. What it do? Welcome back to Painter Gain. My name's Dr. T.
And my name is Timo.
And thanks for joining us this coming week, Super Bowl Sunday.
It's your birthday hangover.
Birthday hangover, yeah. Birthday was Saturday. Dirty 30. It was fun. Went to Arizona, saw a bunch of my old, I guess they're my colleagues now. And then got real depressed when I was looking at the house prices over in Arizona, and the mortgage for a three-bedroom house. The mortgage for a 3-bedroom house is cheaper than the rent that I pay for an apartment. So
yeah,
I would like to not.
Could you go back and live in that area?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Okay.
I got used to it sucks. It's hot as balls. Like it's like a walking out into a wet hot fart blanket. That's what it's walking out to. But it's like you get used to it. You really do. Like you just expect it. So when I walk outside, I'm like, it's gonna be hot, but I'm going here. I'm on a mission. So I'm gonna walk out. It's gonna be really hot. Get in my car. Probably be hot again unless I'm in a garage because I'm like bougie like that. And then it'll be chill. But you just expect it. It's like here in California, it's like I don't expect it to be hot everywhere I go. Like I walk out and I'm like, oh, like it could be 75 degrees today. That's cool. And then it's like 87, and you're like, "Damn, this sucks."
For real though,
like it's hot.
Oh man, it's
but
hot
like
out here.
then you get the times in like the February, early spring, late fall. You get what we call the snow bunny weather, and so like now it's like it was between 72 and 78 degrees.
Oh, awesome.
For like the 4 or 5 days I was there.
Awesome.
And so you always get the Snow Bunny bachelorette parties coming in. So if you're like getting married in Montana or whatever, and you're having like a summer wedding, but you want your bachelorette party a little bit sooner, dude, flocks all the time. Go down to Whiskey Row, Scottsdale and stuff down in like November, October, November, even early December. They'll go. It doesn't get too cold except like later on at night, but generally like around November time, it's still like in the 70s, 80s. And so you do that. And then in like February, like it was kind of chilly some of the places you go, but for the most part, like out in Phoenix and Glendale is pretty warm, especially during the days.
Yeah, see, I got to go out there seasonal and work out there because over here, there's like no business for me, like bartending wise. So I was like, yeah, they go there. They're flocks, huh?
Yeah,
sounds
they go
like
a
money
lot.
Opportunity has to be out for 3 weeks
But
or 3 months.
yeah, go out there, and then spring training starts up usually, and that's a big. So between February, they have next weekend actually is going to be a just absolute monster, just amount of people in Phoenix because one Super Bowl's there. So it's actually cool to drive around and see a bunch of the stadium and stuff, and see all the tents and they set up.
Oh, they started setting up already.
Oh hell yeah!
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because
like,
they already have media day and all the other stuff.
Yeah, Airbnb is through the roof, but there's also what's called waste management. And waste management is like a golf tournament that everyone just gets shit-faced, blackout drunk at.
And it's just to watch golf.
I mean, they go to get blackout drunk.
Yeah. I was about to
There's
say,
golf
actually,
that happens to be around, giving
an
excuse to everybody to go get plastered. And
Sounds
so
like
that's
fun.
the same weekend as the Super Bowl. So there's going to be like, it's going to be an absolute mess over there in Phoenix.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my friend that I think I fucked up by not trying to become like a professional golfer. Because most of your day, you're just kind of chilling in like the nicest places in the world. Just kind of
because it's got to be kind of nice weather.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And if not, let me go somewhere else.
Yeah,
so that was
chill, all calm,
we got on our
relax.
flight. There was so many people with just golf clubs. There was like we walked out and we were waiting at like the rail to go to the next place, and there was just like a dozen dudes that walked out all with their golf like caddy stuff, and
that's cool. Yeah, my brother's super into golf. I think he played a lot of baseball too, so it kind of like fell right into his lap. Yeah, keep on swinging.
But yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any memorable moments that was kind of funny?
Like
to share.
we went up. So
Did they like super embarrass you for the birthday? Like, hey, happy birthday kind of thing or no?
no, I actually told everyone it was Sunday, and then someone ruined it. I don't remember who it was. One of my friends ruined it and told it that night because I was like, yeah, I'll leave it Sunday. I actually got a big dinner with about like probably 10, 11 of like my old classmates that I expected to see maybe 5 people.
That's cool.
Yeah, 4 of them.
A good turnout.
Four of them were people that I would go on like hikes with actually 3 of them were people I would go on hikes with all the time.
Yeah.
Right when COVID first hit and stuff, and I was hitting the end of school, and so we used to go, and so we'd study all day, and then about 3 or 4 o'clock, we'd go out and we'd hike, and then on these hikes is we'd talk about either class or we talk about practice questions, or like it was a way for us to kind of study without like feeling like anxious and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'd still go to Starbucks and study and stuff. That was one of the other things.
You're just actively doing something.
Yeah, it gave us something to do, but there was this hike that we would always do called Thunderbird, and it was like 5 minutes away from my house, not even that. Less than a 5-minute drive to get there. And so we would go up there, and it's about 2 1/4 up and down. I guess it's an easy hike. It's general. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
There's ones next to it that are a little bit.
It's not too like crazy higher, where you can't like talk and do.
It's enough to like get your breath out of it. Once we started hiking a lot, we actually started putting like weight in like backpacks and stuff, and so we do it, and so we could still do it, so we could have like a quicker hike, but whatever.
That's cool.
But anyways, we had White Claws, drank them as we went up, and then at the top had a couple shots of rum, and we went back down, and that was kind of like, I don't know, closure isn't the right word, but it was like a cool like, oh, like remember when we used to do this? Like we had so much anxiety when we used to do this. This is great. This is not zero anxiety given.
That's funny.
But that was fun. I went to all the places that I used to study heavily with, so my butt was probably implanted on
some of the seats.
Imprinted on some of the seats. Yeah, and then I just sat there and enjoyed not having
to do anything.
Yeah, so I'd sit there and watch the like other kids that were there, other students, and they were studying, and I'm like, that's.
So is it like
that's nice.
Is that little city just like kind of full of just all the students, kind of like college town?
Right around that campus, because that that campus is private school, but it has 6 or 7 like different medical fields.
Oh,
so it has PT, OT, pharm, DO, vet, optometry, like masters of sciences, masters of something else. I think that there's probably like I'm sure I missed a few. I'm sure there's like 8 or 9 at least different like programs in there. So it's just a bunch of like grad students, and so everyone's pretty like to their own devices. And I liked it a lot more than instead of being like around like a 4-year like an undergrad school. You're just, if you're on campus, you're usually not sitting there to just mess around. You're usually there for a reason, or like if you're messing around,
like you're saying,
it's
you can't fuck up.
Kind of, but like if you're there and you're like, I don't know, causing a ruckus, it's usually everyone understands like you probably need this right now because you're going through some shit because you are studying really hard or whatever it is. So it was very, every time you go into a coffee shop, it's not a bunch of like kids talking to each other. It's usually a bunch of people with headphones on, laptops open, and like pens writing. Yeah, and so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
keeps you kind of like on track.
Yeah, we so that was
this
fun.
time you were just getting like, you know, a little buzz.
I absorbed
watching
it.
all
Yeah,
the kids like.
Because even when I came back, I was still studying for the exam and stuff. So I'd go to like Starbucks and sit in Starbucks. Same thing. Headphones on. I had my noise cancelers on. I had my laptop and I had my notebook. I'd be writing notes in as I'd either watch lectures or study things or whatever it is. And I don't know, it was just nice to sit and like to be able. And I remember thinking when I was in school too, there'd be times I'd get up and just see people like chilling, sipping coffee in the corner, like talking, like smiling, just like hanging out and chilling. I'm like, man, it's gonna be so nice. It's gonna be so nice when I can do that. And so that was my, you know what, I'm going to go back, I'm going to do that. And that was, it was just like serene for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, yeah, I made it. That was cool. That was a nice thing to do. Time to go back to work. But yeah.
I think that's kind of why I like my gym that I go to. It's not like super buddy. Like everybody's just kind of in their zone, just getting a good workout. Because where I work at, though, it's super more like buddy. Like people just like hanging out at the bench.
Yeah,
and
shooting
just talking,
shit.
shooting the shit. Like no, I got a client. Come on, man. Let's get it going.
Yeah, we got to go.
It's like,
we got to go.
Wrap it up. But yeah, that's cool. Nice. Good for you, man. That sounds pretty good.
It was fun. How's the weekend for you? How was the weather down here? It was
Ooh.
cold, right?
Cold on Saturday. Well, actually, yeah, no, it's been cold all weekend, but it rained on Saturday.
Hmm.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah,
So, nah,
it rained on Sunday too.
Did it in the beginning?
In Fremont, it did
Oh,
at least.
Fremont.
Yeah.
But yeah, so weekend was pretty chill. Yeah, what did I do? Oh yeah, I went to San Francisco. Saw a nice little cool show. I saw two producer DJs, Walker and Royce. They had a cool little sound. I've seen them before too, and then they actually kind of flipped to like a different style. They dropped a new album. I kind of like listened to a couple songs, and it was like, okay, whatever. But they were really cool because they were really good at like the buildup of the drop, and it wasn't like your usual kind of buildup. They kind of did it in like a super creative way, and each time like I was like super surprised like where they went, because usually, because I watched so many shows, I was telling James, like, you see so many shows all the time, you kind of could anticipate what's going to come next. Like for most DJs, like they're all kind of alike, but they were just, after every song, it was just amazing. So it was cool. Kind of reminded me of like Rufus Du Sol when I saw Rufus Du Sol. That were pretty cool. But yeah, so I did that. And then we had a Bad Bunny themed at the club.
What does that mean? Just like that night was
all Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, all Bad
Bunny.
So all the little, the females showed up with the little bunny ears and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, this is really it. This is it right here. But I mean, like, look, I'll do all the Bad Bunny theme parties, because we were like actually hella busy. So it was pretty good.
I'd bet, yeah. I feel like most theme nights, like, you're gonna go out and not really have a limit.
And it was raining on Saturday, but Bad Bunny will bring everybody out.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, awesome. Thank you, Bad Bunny, for helping me make some money this weekend. It was cool. I guess I don't have any updates on clients. Oh, actually, no. It was really cool today because, like, I think maybe I talked to you about these certain clients that both of them are kind of starting at different points. Like one's really on the other side, that. And then one's like really skinny, so kind of working together. One had like super motivation to like be in the gym, and then one didn't, so it kind of counteract. So it kind of took a while to kind of get like today. What I noticed is like they're both on the same motivational side to like work out, be there together. Because like I've noticed that one of the clients, she lost a lot of weight. Well, not a super lot of weight, but noticeably, like, because I see her every weekend for at least 3 times, and I could just tell in her face and everything too, just like her form and her just like walking posture. I was like, "You lost some weight, huh?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, kinda, yeah." You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Yeah, exactly." So it was really cool to see her do that, because then she was like, at first, like she tried really, really hard, but she didn't know how to like move her body very well. But then we've been doing a lot of like balance training, like we've been doing, like saying. So today it was like they actually had to put up some weight today. Like I kind of like tested to see the weight, and they did it perfectly. Like form was great. Like both of their motivation was there. So I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So yeah, that was a cool moment.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's how. So when did you leave? Did you leave Friday?
I left Wednesday night after work.
Okay. So you only had Monday, Tuesday.
I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it was
because Tuesday we took
about 2 days off. Yeah, yeah. Bad choice. Just I should have just taken all of Wednesday off. I was tired, man.
Are you tired?
Yeah, because when we got there, like we had to get there, get the rental car, go get the Airbnb, and then by the time we got there, dude, I slept till like. I waste like I wouldn't say wasted because it's my vacation, so I'm chilling anyways.
Yeah.
But
so at least you get that.
Yeah, I slept until like noon, and it's an hour shift over, so it's an hour later over there. So.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So I slept till like noon their time.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's good.
So you said you had some things that you wanted to share today, huh?
Yeah. So today I thought about, and I've stacked up a couple of these before because there's some. I would say about 70%, maybe 75% of the things that I see on social media or TikTok are usually either just like incredibly niche things that people are trying to make non-niche so they could reach a wide audience saying, hey, you should just do this, or they're just like dumb. Yeah. So we're going to pull them up, and I'm going to actually have you watch them first. I don't remember I remember watching and be like, oh yeah, I do or don't disagree with this. Liked it, moved on. So I've watched these just a couple times, and
So we could do
was like,
another
hey,
review?
let me do that. Yeah, so let's
That's pretty cool.
to get a
I'm
big
down.
one on and kind of
Heck
see
yeah.
what we're doing.
Oh yeah, I
with
sent
this.
you one too in the chat, but it was from IG.
Yeah, but that
It's
one
alright.
we
But
went
still,
over that
yeah,
one.
went over that one too.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, I think
Let's do
I'm trying to remember
this.
the question. Oh,
so what's the top one? Let's see. Okay, this one. So I want to start with this one.
Oh.
This is a real adjustment. This is what it sounds like if you need to do something like this. Those are the snaps.
Oh.
This one too. Boom.
Oh.
That's called an up glide. This is down glide.
Like I mean, I was about to say like actually I mean the sound of it and then just how he's like doing everything just seems right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it's
Oh,
not
you
that
know what
stupid bubble wrap crap. And this is I would never do this one because I don't know it as well. But this one is super satisfying.
I saw a trainer do the twist of the body and like press on the person and crack the whole back and everything. And I was like, I don't think he's trained to do that.
That was just a joke at the end. He is definitely no trainer should ever be manipulating anyone's spine,
bro.
ever. If
I
I
seen it
if I
and I
ever
was
see that, I would
like,
lose my shit.
What the fuck? And like, I mean, like, and it was at like my gym. It wasn't at the gym I work at because I would literally walk out. Like, it's not my place to go at just seeing somebody.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Of course, right?
Yeah, don't
Of
tread on
course,
that.
like,
That's
I'm
I
not
agree.
gonna do that. But I mean, if I worked with them, then I'd go over and be like, maybe, bro, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
do
I don't
that."
know about that.
But yeah, dude, it was at
Nah.
my gym that I go to. I was like just doing some, one-legged deadlifts, and then I look to my right, and he has her on the massage table. They have a massage table. These trainers at this gym have massage tables.
And you got her into like a rolling.
And she he turned her, did the thing, and then like pressed on her back or whatever just to crack her back. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I wouldn't rotate anyone. I even today I was like, oh yeah, my coworker. She was like, well, my rib's a little. It feels like my rib or spine, something stuck down here. I can't really get it. Can you look at it for me? I was like, yeah, sure. Take a few minutes, not to take that long. And so where I found it, I was like, oh, I remember there's this one manipulation that I remember learning in school to like that's supposed to hit that area. And I thought about it for a second. It took me like a couple minutes, and I was like, man, I don't remember how to do it. I'm just not gonna do it. Like it's not. I wouldn't even do that. I know how to do it and what to do for it. I haven't done it in a while, and I didn't feel comfortable doing it. I would not feel comfortable having someone who's not done that. Maybe that person has been, went to school or had these things, but even then, that's your license on the line. Or even then, you can just get sued. He doesn't have a license. You can just get sued. That's not good.
It's like one of the trainers that he used to be like the front desk, and he just moved into the.
Yeah, it's probably one of those guys who thinks he knows. Like we get those all the time. Like I've seen this done. I could do this. Not a problem. I've done it. I do it to my brothers all the time, or whatever the hell it is.
So yeah, I was like, man, I hope she's good.
Yeah, it seems like they're okay. But yeah, this is what it sounds like. That 100%. That's what it sounds like, and that's kind of the reaction. It's not like people screaming. Boom.
Like just watching it feels so good.
Yeah. That's as quick as it should be. It should be that easy. You find limitation, boom, push past it. Turn, check every time, make sure. Found it. You're stuck right there. No more. That's what it is. That's what you're doing. This guy knows what he's doing. He knows the limitations. He tests it before and after. This one's same thing. I'm getting him getting the jawline. He's going to tell him to clench. There you go. Boom.
Oh, what?
This is just a joke at the end. But yeah, 100%. That's what it is. So you guys have shown me the other ones too of like the popping and people just cracking, and a lot of that time you can actually tell depending on the audio from the bottom. The audio sometimes like someone else's audio that they go over, they try to match it up, and it's like bubble wrap crack or something like that. So you can tell from that that's the fake audio behind it. Those are dumb. I hate those. They look so dumb, but they get everyone. Like it's you don't know any better. It's not like someone is stupid if they believe it. It's the fact that you don't know any better. I'm going to frame it in this way and fool you essentially, because you don't know what it. No one. I don't know how many people have actually heard a genuine adjustment. Or what it sounds like. Even you, like being around.
Just hearing it back cracking.
Yeah, they don't know. It doesn't sound like bubble wrap. It's very. It's muffled. It's quick. It might be one or two. Sometimes it's usually 2 or 3 really quick ones that happen, and it's really muffled. It's not like. It doesn't sound like an opening. It's a closing. So it's that bothers me. This one, a couple of things I did and didn't like through this one. I remember this one. So I like 2 of those.
I think I only like 2 of those. Let's see which ones you like, and then I'll say the ones I think I like.
So this one, don't really care for it. I don't think it matters that much. I think it's too much effort what you're doing. This is a guy trying to do something different to show everyone else. No, this is how I warm up. So this is the way. I don't know how you guys warm up, but this is the way that we should warm up. It's a weird thing. Isometric specific quad extensions with your knee that bent. How often is your knee that bent in basketball? Thank you. It's not.
I know. I saw it and I was like, why would I even do that?
It's weird. You're just adding excess pressure to where you don't need to be. Yeah, don't need this. This one's irrelevant.
Thumbs down for Painter Game.
Thumbs down. My kneecap. No, what you're doing is you're actually adding more pressure from the bottom of your kneecap, and it's just getting shoved down this way.
I was about to say, because we've learned here on Painter Game, if you do this shit, this is the ACL pushing that way forward.
Too much. Yeah. Don't like that. Isometrics,
0 for 2.
That one's bad. This one, I don't mind this, except why? Why are you elevating your Achilles? Why are you? There's no point in this.
Speed up the term.
You're adding a concentric action. Like, this is literally, you're doing a jump start. I know you can't see the mouse on there, but you're literally essentially doing a jump to start, and then you're saying it's warming up because you're calling it an isometric contraction. That's not an isometric contraction. That's a concentric. You're pulling it down. That calf muscle is a flexed calf muscle. Okay? And that Achilles is now on tight. It's on tension. As you're bouncing up and down on it, it's the same thing as doing like mini jumps. So it's not a warm-up. I like the leg swing. I like the dynamic warm-ups. Cool. Go for it. Open up the hips and get them to actually move, and you want the muscles to act in unison, and kind of the motion will reflexively activate kind of your, I shouldn't use the word activate. Getting the stretch inside of those muscles causes it to have reflexive actions and causes it to remember that it needs to be used. That's why you do those things. Yeah. There's no real such thing. I know I used the term opening a little bit earlier, but like there's no real such thing as opening your hips or doing this. You want the muscles and the stabilizers to wake up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's essentially what you're doing.
That's like the Tai Chi?
Yeah.
Fucking just wake it up, baby.
Achilles isometrics is not.
I see.
This one I'm okay with.
So I was about to say, I kind of felt like this was going to work. Like, I've never done it myself. But I could feel like you get it all the way out that side.
So I like this one. Bad. It's more of a dynamic thing. So it's more of a dynamic. I'm pulling them up. I'm getting the activation. I'm pulling it down, and then that muscle that I'm stretching, I'm then immediately using as I put the other leg up.
Yeah.
Dumb. Don't do this. You're gonna hurt your hamstring. There's just so many other ways to do it. So many other ways.
Oh, quickly, just sidetrack. Is it bad to do the classic way of stretching your hamstring where you just bend straight over and try to touch your toes?
Not bad, less efficient.
Okay, cool.
So for those, that's called static stretching. You need 20 I want to say 20 to 25 seconds of static stretching for it to have an actual difference. Dynamic stretching is more
motion.
efficient and better for you. So it gives you more efficient warm up. It's what all the athletes use. They usually barely use that. It's more of a stretch for the static. But that's what you're going to want. You want dynamic warm ups, and you want activation. So I don't mind kind of this walking thing, but the whole shoulder kicks thing is just not. I don't like.
See, I used to have to do this for a punter, but I mean, at least for when I'm punting, I have to get my leg up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's
How
like
often is your leg going that far?
Nobody's doing
Do a
fucking
dynamic-
big boots in basketball.
You do like little mini jumps. Even jumping jacks are better than this. Like you should.
Yeah,
You
at
do
least
need
you're
to stretch your
doing the
hamstrings.
yeah.
Warm it up a little bit. You can do some isometric contractions or like good mornings where you like bend down and then slowly come up, bend down, slowly come up, where you're using your hamstrings at a smaller rate. So you're not going to hurt it, but you're getting them to essentially increase the blood flow to them to get them to warm up. This is just dumb. He even said himself, you're going to rip your hamstrings. Yeah, obviously it's not worth it. This is dumb. This is stupid. This is a track workout,
I was about to say,
and unless you're told how to do it and what to do, you
Pretty
can't just
hard to
put
do it.
ace skips up here,
nah,
and
it's
people
pretty hard.
understand what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's the dumbest thing I've ever
it's a
seen.
different thing, yeah.
No one's gonna understand
It's a certain
this.
type of balance you need too with it too. It's like, yeah, I know. I do like these though. I do.
They're
these.
good if you know how to do
yeah,
them,
exactly,
and
yeah.
then
I did try.
two, like you're gonna have people just like skipping. Like it's
yeah. Well,
which
you know, skipping's
honestly
not
isn't the
bad
end of the
either.
world, but
Yeah,
like
skipping's okay.
watch how stiff he is coming off of this. This is like a force down.
Yeah.
Like why? The balloon, sure, that's fine with me. I don't care. But putting legs on is fine for warm up. Just make sure your back's okay. But the first one, the one right before this, the
Ace skips.
yeah, it's just like why? There's just too much.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't need to do that. Not even close. You can do butt kickers, honestly. Just as good, if not better. Same thing. But that's boring, and everyone did that in PE class, and I don't want to do that because that's not what this is, blah, blah, blah. Literally, high knees and butt kickers, along with, like, the hip grab, sick.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah, the knee grab. I love the knee grab. I actually do.
And
that
then
with
you
my
can do the
clients.
side leg one, and boom, you don't have to look like an idiot doing all of these.
Quick sidebar. You want to
Yeah.
pause it real quick? I was watching something, and it was a bodybuilder now turned trainer. He was kind of making a comment that one thing he hates about the fitness world is that nobody wants to advance. Everybody still sticks to the same old ways. Would you say that's a good thing or bad thing, or would you say that's more of like kind of sticking to the basics is still kind of the way to go, regardless of like, you know, how much can you, like, you know, we always talk like how much can you really reinvent something?
Yeah.
Like, because butt kickers are still great, you know, but like you're saying, everybody's already done that in PE class and stuff like that too.
So you shouldn't change just to change. If there's like research behind it at that point, I'm very objective. My entire
Yeah, I would say
career is essentially based off what's called evidence-based practice. And that's,
Yeah,
hey, if I got
straight
evidence
up.
to prove this and I have
Straight up.
studies showing that this works, I'm going to do it. And if I don't, I'm not going to do it. So if you can prove that it works using studies and more than just, I did this, so it's the best thing ever. There's anomalies. There's something called a 95% confidence interval, where I'm 95% confident that the statistics are going to fall between here and here. Anything, so that leaves the 2.5% above and below are anomalies. I don't really care. If you're one of those and it didn't work out for you or whatever reason, but it works on 95% of the people, it's going to work. That's kind of what it is. So that's how.
Do you think maybe the fitness like realm of it, like in the beginning, like they just got it right the first time? Like,
No.
No.
Absolutely not. There's always room to improve, and there's going to be something that's just like
Something that
gold
comes
standard
up.
that always works, and this is how you should probably do this one way. There's going to be something like, man, we've been doing this wrong the whole time. So there's going to be different things like that. So I wouldn't say don't get locked either way. Don't pigeonhole it of like we
Just have to stay.
have to grow or we have to stay. Like there's going to be, you should just be constantly adapting, constantly changing.
And then also making sure you're reading the right, you know.
Yeah, have
data.
reasonings for
Yeah,
changing,
yeah.
but also don't be. Dang it! There was this? I was reading. I was listening to something on this guy who talked to David Morey, who's the GM of the now 76ers. He was on the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
And they said basically just, I can't remember what the saying was. It's going to bother me. I'm going to think of it tonight at like 1 a.m. I'm going to think of it. But basically, the basis of it was stand by your stance and stand hard. But if you're proven wrong, don't stand behind a wall that's been knocked down, essentially.
I gotcha.
So, like, as long as you have your evidence, like, hey, this is why it works, is because X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
If someone shows you, hey, I see X, Y, and Z, and this is just better, be quick to change your mind when proven wrong. So don't think of
Adapt.
Adapt. So you have to be like, I didn't know everything. Now I know this is better. I'm going to go do it. So don't think of yourself as being embarrassed because you were doing something. Think of yourself as more knowledgeable because now you know something.
Yeah.
And so that's how I think it needs to kind of react in the world. And so I think sometimes they can be blinded of people. They knock down the wall in front of them. They're kind of like, no, this wall is still standing. Like I built this wall. So this wall is going to be like, I'm ride or die for this wall, even though you just shattered it.
Yeah. And I think that's what I've learned to love about the industry is that like, everything's kind of evolving still, but I think I've learned to love like looking at all the data and kind of going back and kind of learning of how to, research more and better and like find the real details and because I mean it started with my studies and I was like, oh wow, there's so much bro science that was so wrong that I was doing back before too. So now it's like, oh man, I find so much fun and just like digging deep and like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah, so it's just like, again, fight hard to defend your opinion, but once your opinion is proven wrong, change quickly.
Oh yeah,
because you don't want to be stuck like behind. If it's already proven wrong, like you're just delaying the inevitable of you being more wrong.
Yeah, it's funny because like remember we were talking about like toes in, toes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually tried to do toes out, and it just felt so awkward to me. And I just put my toes back in. I couldn't even like attempt to do it. Like maybe open my hips a little, stuff like that. But because I've been like so trained on that one.
And
myself,
and you can be like, and you can just be aware of like, oh, this is a thing that I did.
It's like stubbornness. So I was just like, yeah, I'm too stubborn. Nah, fuck that. Toes back in.
But yeah. So this one I was probably 2 for 5 on or whatever it was, and we'll kind of see how it goes. Backward one, sure, cool. It's dynamic warm up. Nothing special. So this one, I'll watch the whole thing and I won't say anything. Because some of these I do like, some of them I just don't.
Bracing belts, like
Did you catch that or no?
Slightly. Still think this doesn't help your core. Wise guys go to this all hip flexors.
Love it. Huge fan. Squat University, that dude, the man. He knows everything he's talking about. I've found things that I looked at him, I'm like, man, how dare you support? Because he would find ones like this, and he's like, no, I love these. These are great. And I came across, one of the first ones I came across was like this, looked like this big old douchebag, and I was like, God, this guy obviously doesn't know anything about what he's doing. Like, screw this guy, he's stupid. And it was this guy like supporting him, and he was like, yeah, like this is a great exercise, blah blah blah. And I was like, but like, what is he doing it for? And then he explained to me, he's like, oh shit, this is no what you're doing. Like, I judged way too quickly on it, but this guy, Squat University, huge fan.
University?
Yeah. My girlfriend's brother talked to me about it, and he was like, sent me a bunch of clips about him, and I kept trying to find something wrong with what he was saying, and I couldn't. Yeah, because he sent it to me because he was because he would send me a bunch of stuff first from like other people, and I'd be like, no, this is stupid. Don't do this. This is dumb. This is wrong. So he sent me this one. He's like, well, how about this guy? And he sent it. I was waiting. I was just like, I'm going to rip whatever this is to shreds, because he sent me like 3 or 4 ones that are all stupid. And so this guy, Squat University, is great. So he talks about like everyone trains in one plane.
motion. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have those different planes,
Yep.
the sagittal plane, frontal plane, transverse plane. And it's true, you had different muscles, which is why your body's so complex to counteract each forces in each plane. So you have like your transverse abdominis, and you have your super inner core muscles that help with rotations. That's the transverse.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have forward and back, and you have
Up and down.
and then you have side to side, where you have like the obliques that come side to side. You have forward and down. You have the core and everything, and so you have all these different muscles that do it. So if you just do like sit-ups, I mean now it's more common knowledge because so many people do things like this. But if you just do sit-ups, your abs aren't going to get super strong because your obliques are going to be weak. So what do you got to do? You got to do the sit-up and twist, sit-up and twist. Boom. Now I'm going on to sit up and transverse plane. Oh, what do I got to do? I got to do when you're sitting hook lying with your legs down, and then you got to, I'm going to do the heel touches where I like go side to side. Bam, the frontal plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's easily. And why do we only need to do that for our core when all of our extremities have the same kind of responsibility in them, just a little different ways? So that's what he's talking about, is having what's called stabilizing activities.
Mm-hmm.
So he holds the weights up. We'll go back to that. He holds the weights up top.
Yep.
And he basically marches. So has one leg up at a time. So what he's doing is, because of those, he's putting a center of gravity out in front of it and to the side. What the essential balls are going to do is the kettlebells is it tip side to side. You got to keep it in the middle.
Yep.
And if you don't, if one goes forward and back, if you can't twist, it's going to throw you off.
Yeah.
So again, as you're marching, you're shifting your center of gravity, and you're also just kind of rotating it and twisting it as you go. One of my favorite proprioceptive or like balance exercises I do is I have them hold just like a 2 to 3 pound weight, and I have them balance on one leg, and I have them just bring it around the world. So I'll have them go behind their back, in front of them, behind their back, in front of them, behind their back, in front of them, and that's makes any balancing 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Now you can do that
Actually
with
do
a
that.
10 pound weight.
Yeah.
You can do that with whatever you want. This guy's just taking it to the nth degree by having the 2 kettlebells up there and kind of marching. Now, is he holding those perfectly stable? No, that's as he's using it, and as he lifts up, they're getting tilted. So he's got to constantly adjust that and fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he's getting so much out of this. And that's why the guy's like, no, this is sick. Like, this takes care of all the planes. Do this as much as you want. I'm not just marching. It's not just hip flexor exercise. It's literally everything, keeping it on contact. The hip flexor is kind of the actually second or third option in this. Like, he's just going to hold that, and then he's going to balance on one leg, and constantly switching them is going to be the second one. And then just the fact that the leg's going up, cool.
So I've actually been kind of doing something very similar with the barbell. Still okay? Or would you recommend kettlebell?
Barbell would be easier than kettlebell.
Okay.
Just
So,
having
but that
two-
would be the
two
next
individual-
level for me to go, because I would go.
Right. So having
It's
two
I go by
individual things with you, because you're just
dumbbells would
tilting
be
it.
easier.
You're
so
not
too.
really. It's a little bit easier to hold forward. Dumbbells are okay. It's just that the weight
the extra
pulling outside.
holding out to the outside.
Yeah, but I would rather do dumbbells here, or you see people do. I can't remember what it's called. The champion's grip. I don't remember. Where you hold the kettlebell and it's facing upwards, and you hold it straight up in the air, and then you drop it onto the wrist. So you can, if you hold it like here or hold it up, that's a similar thing where you're gonna have to. That's what changes it up. But.
Yeah, I've actually really learned to love kettlebells through COVID, because that's all I had was a Bowflex kettlebell thing. Changes the thing, but okay, cool.
Yeah,
just good to know.
So
Because I've been doing, because since you told me to do one-legged stuff to help my quads.
Yeah,
and so I started with the barbell, and I've actually started to do workouts one-legged. Like I was doing one-legged.
Just throw it in if you can. Throw it in.
Yeah, I know. So I've been trying to just figure out what I could throw it in. So it's been pretty fun. I like that.
Yeah, but Squat University.
So I'm gonna try these.
Painter get improved
tomorrow.
Not if it matters that much, but you get my big thumbs up here. Okay, so this one.
Oh man. Okay.
So you as a not a therapist, as a personal trainer, what is your opinion on this?
First one horrible, because until you said bend the bar. I mean, I would never say do that. I would say rather do something similar to that. Because I mean, for me personally, how stick up the chest, bend the elbows down, don't keep it hecka high, because it's like where it's too much on your shoulder. Because that's how I hurt myself. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather do number 2 than number 1.
Right. So for me, I look at the amount of
Ooh, okay. Because I do have a question about this because this kind of goes into something I was thinking about the other day. So go ahead.
So my issue with this, the bar motion is appropriate. They're not telling you everything though. This is one of my problems of very niche, but see how his elbows are way out to the side. If you just tell them to bend the bar, his elbows aren't going to naturally drop in. See, look at his elbow placement now.
Yeah, it's true.
His elbow placement is down. Now, if you tell someone, when I was like 12, 13, however old I was, my brother took me to the gym for the first time. He told me about something like this. He was like, all right, don't sit it so high. Put it down a little bit more. And when I put it down a little bit more, I kept my elbows up. And I did this, and I pushed up, and it fell. I'm dead serious. This is Dr. T's first first bench press ever attempt. And I kept my arms out here, and it fell on to my lap.
Oh, wow.
So it was just maybe the bar, maybe 10s. I don't remember.
Though.
But that was it. And so
it's true.
I didn't sit there and be like, all right, I need to get my elbows underneath it and keep the bar above me, or else I'm doing this. I'm doing like, depending on what you're doing, you're just doing fucking deltoid lifts while you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't strong enough to hold it, and so I do this, and I just put it down a little bit, and I push it, and it just
fucking fell.
I literally push it forward and just sit up, and it falls right onto my hips.
Oh shit!
And I will never forget that. That was my first time lifting weights ever. And I was like, that was dumb. And he was like, no, you idiot. You got to keep your arms underneath. He's my brother. So obviously I'm just going to be like, I'm all right, grumble. Let me go lift this real quick. But that's what he doesn't tell you. Look, his elbows are down.
Yeah, because
and he's using his elbows to help push it up as he comes in, as opposed to doing this, where he's going to just be doing like an external rotation raise.
Yeah, I actually learned to... Well, I mean, it comes down from like learning how to explain to a lot of different people, who, like if they don't get it or whatever. But yeah, elbows down. I always say like keep your hands like kind of beneath the chest line. That's like the biggest thing, and it's like the idea because I've learned too that people don't understand how to hold their wrist.
Nope.
Like because
so all of these things that like that he would think or that we at this point would think are intuitive aren't.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like you're saying, like very intuitive. Like I've had to tell
if you tell me to bend the bar, I'm gonna be like, oh, I need to get my arms under it because that's blah blah blah. Like I know that because I've been in this and it's like a thing. If I'm a random person on TikTok that sees this that decides, oh, I'm gonna start bench pressing, I need to come down. You don't tell me like as soon as he shifts, boom, he rotates his arm before he does anything. So this is appropriate. Like he's doing the right thing, but as you can see,
right here, he rotates down. Boom, there it is.
Boom. Arm down. Oh, let me get in. Boom. Rotate down.
See, exactly. And I've learned that too. People don't know how to move their shoulders. I think wrist and shoulders.
You can't just tell someone, oh, have more rotation or have more internal rotation. Bring it down. There's not gonna happen.
Every point of their body. It's like some people just don't like. They'll move one part correctly, but then everything else, like other key joints, are just like out of place. And you're like, dude, if you do the motion right now, you're gonna hurt yourself.
And so these are the things I'm talking about, though. This is good. If someone came up to me and be like, you should do this, right? I'd be like, yeah,
makes sense.
That's good. But that's not it. And you can't demonstrate it.
Yeah, that's because I was trying to I was really looking at it. I was like, dude, I was like, is there something I wasn't seeing? Because I was like, no,
I didn't want, this was kind of a tricky one because it was the right way.
It was the idea. What you're saying is
if you would have liked it, I would have been like, yeah, that's appropriate, but here's why. And then if you didn't like it, I would have been like, well, yeah, you're also kind of right. So you were right both ways, but still, like, this is, again, you can't do that. You can't just have that flip, and you can't just naturally be like, oh, yeah, by the way, secondary, drop the elbow.
Bro stuff, like bend the board.
It's a cool thing to say. So next time you go to the gym, be like, bro, you got to bend the bar a little bit more. And then someone's going to think you're smarter and yada, yada, yada.
And you're over here like...
That's like someone walks in and be like, why are they doing cover 2? And you don't actually know why they're doing cover 2. But,
yeah, dude. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
This is good. This makes sense. But anyways.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. A description.
And that's not the only reason why your shoulders hurt. Like there could be a million things.
Yeah, it could be going lower.
And this is something that bothers me. Like, no, it's not why your shoulder hurts because you're bouncing off your chest and it hurts too much and you're getting an impingement because your elbows are dropping too low.
That was my question too. See, so it's a lot of like, bend the elbow down. So I recently have started doing incline bench a little bit more with an actual barbell. I feel if I have my elbows up on the incline and I'm able to kind of go a little bit higher on my chest, I get much more of a stretch here on the top part of my chest.
Yeah.
Is that the okay because of the degree of the angle now? Maybe it's not so, I don't know, because I feel like I still feel under control, But then it had the idea, because I always tell people don't do this. But maybe because I just haven't.
So you're
now
an experienced weightlifter.
Yeah,
So you can do that. You have enough strength. You're not going to mess your shoulders up because you bench, and so you have the strength to be able to tolerate that change.
That's true.
So
But
someone starting out
still
wouldn't
for
do
the
it.
incline, still have your elbows down. Still would be
Yeah, just
I
to keep
should
it
still be
pushing, just so you're
training.
not putting more strain on your rotator cuff to push up like that. That's the one thing. As long as you can get your elbows underneath it, they don't necessarily have to be here. But as long as your elbows are underneath pushing up, so you're not doing this the whole time. Yeah,
because I was
that's what
thinking,
I would say.
because I was like, I don't want to like confuse all my clients now that I felt like, for me, I'm like, oh, it feels so much better up here, but it's like I've been teaching them for so long to kind of like keep it low. So
Right.
all right, cool.
So we'll go to the next one. This one's kind of a weird one. So this is either a PT student or someone. Let me see if I have a little.
Glute medius is weak and your hamstrings
Stretch
are locked.
practitioner. So this might be one of the people. There's a fed coming
Stretch
around.
lab.
Yeah. What the hell? What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh god damn it! What I do?
Right.
Stretch lab. I don't understand what the hell's going on
you
here.
slip.
But I don't know stretch lab. There's so much stuff going on. I see
So
patients
is it-
go to
okay,
that, and I'm
so
like, who the hell?
A stretch.
I think we talked about it before.
Yeah, we
I tried
did,
to
we
email
did.
them, and they never, still to this day, have not gotten back to me. So stretch practitioners, unless you have a bunch of other stuff that gives me some kind of inclination, you know what you're doing, I could give two flying craps about a stretch practitioner.
But you could hurt someone if you
Yes.
think you know how to stretch somebody, and you're still
Yes.
kind of and you still stretch them the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like here, why your back hurts because your glute medius is weak and your hamstrings are locked. Your hamstrings can't be locked. That's not that doesn't exist.
Locked. It's locked. It's like
Your
what do you mean?
hamstrings can be tight, but that can
Locked.
also be due to a number of other things that you are not up in. I'm trying to be really nice with this. You don't have the proper teachings to understand what's going on. Your hamstring can be locked by being tight, but it could be because, and I'm gonna get into a lot of language you're not gonna fully understand, and then I'll explain it. Because your innominate can be rotated backwards or forwards, causing either tightness or stretch onto it that would cause you to have either a decreased mechanical advantage that would allow you to pull hard enough, or that would allow everything else to compensate for it, allowing it to never be used when it needs to. Therefore, you just need to actually use it. So essentially, your hips can be rotated because a muscle is too tight. Your hamstring connects to what's called your ischial tuberosity, which is a little bone underneath your hip, which is when you sit, you get bleacher butt, is because that bone's getting annoyed, basically. And so if your hips rotated back, it's because your hamstring is too tight and it's constantly pulling on that bone. It can actually shift, just like your shoulders can shift forward, it can shift your hip back. Now, if that stays that way, it's going to be shorter. It's going to get even tighter. So over time, yada, yada, yada.
My back. Oh, everything's hurting.
When that happens, your glute med and your piriformis, their length, their moment arm will get shorter because now they're closer. They're just a little bit closer to the femur, but every little bit matters. And so if they're shorter, they will also get tight. Guess what? They're going to rely on just their elastic strength to hold it and stabilize instead of being used. And then that's going to mean they're going to become weak. Now, does that mean you need to lock and strengthen your hand? What the hell? This is doing nothing. What you're doing right now is doing nothing.
I was about to say, like, even like, is that?
It's doing scouring hip. It's a joint mob for like making osteoarthritis feel better. So she probably has old ass patients that go to the stupid stretch lab that she does that to. It makes it feel better. But that's what happens when you have osteoarthritis and you do what's called a joint mob. It just makes it feel better. Congratulations.
See, but here's the thing too. I was about to say, because man, it's kind of that idea. It's like going to a mechanic. It's like they're only making you better for that long a time, and you're gonna have to come back.
Well, also, how much do you know? If they're like, yeah, that carburetor, no good, or whatever it is. Like, I don't know.
Not true. Like,
I don't know anything about it.
I just trust you because you say you're the mechanic. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And this got whatever thousands of views on
Yeah,
TikTok. So I'm gonna trust you. Like, I need to unlock my
Hey,
hamstrings.
can you guys just do this to my?
I have never once went to a patient and said, I'm going to unlock your hamstrings today. That's not a thing that's ever happened, and it will never be a thing.
That's the funniest thing when he said hamstrings are locked. Like, what do you mean?
Like, what does that mean?
Locked?
That doesn't mean anything.
Like, I mean, it
doesn't mean anything.
It's a hamstring. It's your whole back leg. How's it locked? Like,
also,
yeah, my leg has been stiff for like 10 days, doc.
So right now, so even then, so if your hamstring is locked, let's get rid of the locked. Let's just say hamstrings are too tight, right? That's what we're kind of insinuating that locked means, right? Yeah. Your leg's bent. You're not stretching the hamstrings doing that at all. What you're doing. Maybe what you're doing isn't supposed to stop it, but what is up with this like weird thing that you're doing while you're explaining the glute med and the hamstring? Okay, I just want to point out, now if we're just pointing things out in the video, like for me personally as like a trainer, like I don't know if there's like the proper position to be to even do this motion, right? I was about to say, like, she's literally just sitting down. It's like when I watch like certain trainers like in certain gyms and they're like sitting down, like watching the person. Just like right now, if this person like accidentally just moved their arm wrong and about to drop a weight on themselves, they're not even like in the motion. She doesn't. You're about to hurt your own back. Exactly. Yeah, I was like, your back hurts because you're sitting here trying to explain to other patients what's wrong with them. You know, maybe like grabbing on one side. Like I'm thinking, like you rotating all nice. Maybe she's just like, yeah. Maybe we're being too critical of this. Maybe this was just supposed to be she's just doing something and it's a cute, adorable thing because it's the Christy wake up thing or whatever. Mm-hmm, but anyways, this means nothing. Mm-hmm. You didn't solve anything. You didn't tell me your back hurts because you strained your back because you tried to lift something too heavy, but you didn't know it because you're a weekend warrior and decided to go play basketball, and now your back hurts and you're like, oh, maybe it's because my glute med is weak, that's why I need to strengthen. No. Yeah, this is again one of those things that's really niche. There are people who have weak glute meds and that have locked hamstrings, but like locked hamstrings that have these tight hamstrings or whatever it is. Yeah. But like, what? It doesn't mean your back hurts. Your hip could hurt. Your leg, your hamstring could hurt. And like people with back pain, you might have a herniated disc. Good luck. Doesn't mean that you're like, so this is one of those things again, it's, oh, I have back pain. I'm going to try to relate to this. So I'm going to be able to do this. Like this is the stretch that I need to do. Well, that's where she gets the views. Like I can relate. How many people have back pain? Back pain. Exactly. That's it. If you say, oh, this will help your back pain, billions of people will. Yep. I'm gonna try it because I got fucking back pain. Yep. This might be it. This might be the answer. Exactly. So this one I had an issue with, but I just thought it was funny. Just because I feel like you're just one of those people. Like your trainer, it's just like your trainer that was trying to crack a back. Well, you just don't know enough to do this. You don't know enough to give this information out. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. You just don't. Just influencer. You're just an influencer. Right. Like you're not. Your knee, you're just in a bad position, and you can't be in a bad position and then talk to people about their own back pain being in one very specific thing when you're doing a bunch of things. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is also like, you know, for people who watch Pain or Gain, we're just trying to help the people who are just trying to figure it out. I don't want. If you notice things in the video, like see if they look like they're in the right position. That's something. Like for me, like if I was a brand, I was like, okay, I should point out that she just looks like she's just sitting down all leisurely. Just doing this. Yeah, so it's for back pain. Anyways, let's move on from that. But yeah, so I had an issue with this one. Yeah, that makes sense. Next one. This one. I don't remember this one. Okay. Why don't you just stretch your hamstrings, dog? No, but they threw away your foam roller. I can touch the floor again like you could in high school. So which hamstring is he stretching? The front leg that's bent or the back leg that's bent? I was literally about to say, I was like, I mean, I don't know which hamstring you're stretching. Maybe I don't understand what's happening. Unless the back leg is straight. I guess back leg. I think I'm going to go back leg on this one. But even then, if you're dropping it down, you're shortening the lever. It's not, I don't think this is doing anything. Yeah, I'm confused as well. I don't know. See, because I do something similar to this, but not for my hamstring. Yeah, it's not. It's not for your hamstring. I think this is dumb. It doesn't help. First of all, what leg? Second of all, what are you doing? Third of all, he's just twisting. Both your knees are bent. Stop it. I don't get it. So this one I had an issue with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
But
like
again,
this is more of like a hip.
Who has
like,
tight? Who can't touch the floor? Who has tight hamstrings?
Who wants to keep touching the floor like they used to in like high school? I mean, maybe some people.
That's the thing.
do,
It's
right?
gonna
I
tell
mean,
you,
I
and someone's
guess.
gonna be like, "I'm gonna start doing." You're gonna see someone in the gym doing something like this, and it's gonna be like, "Well, maybe
That's
they want to touch the floor
true.
again."
Yeah, it's true. You know what? Actually, I think
Good
it's
old
kinda
fashioned
cool.
stretching, guys.
I think it's kind of cool because like it's the same thing that me and James used to do to Mario. It's just like watch what he was doing and just like see how he did it, and then we would attempt it. So it's kind of cool when like I do like my type of stretching stuff like that with the bow soup and stuff like that, and I start like noticing people that are
Other
actually
people
doing it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Don't
They at least they're
gatekeep.
watching it like cool, and I'm like doing it the right way. And I was like, I'd rather have them steal the shit that I'm doing. Like,
Yeah,
at
don't
the
gatekeep.
gym. Yeah, you know exactly. Like, nah, like that's how I learned. I was like, oh shit, the trainer. All right, cool. And then so now when I do it with clients, and they like, and then I start noticing other people are doing it. I'm like, all right, cool, sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Pass it
that's
on, man. Pass it on.
Yeah. So just do some freaking stretching. Just stretch your hamstrings. Touch your toes. Everyone wants a quick fix. Just touch your toes.
I actually have a question for Timo and
Your mic.
We got a question for Timo.
Quick question for Timo.
okay, Mike.
Okay. But yeah. Anyways, stretch your hamstrings.
That's interesting.
Touch
yeah.
touch your toes, man. Sit there.
Is
It
there
works.
Another,
Touching your toes just
I mean,
works.
was there another one that you say is like super effective?
It's just a different. It's called contract relax, where you kind of need someone else to do it with you.
Oh, you're talking
but
about
it's basically
the one,
like
is that
doing
the
good
one-
mornings.
Oh, okay. But
It's like a dynamic stretch. So you bend down, touch your toes, hold that for about 20 seconds, and you slowly lift up.
what
with
about the
straight
ones that people
legs.
do the swoosh? They put their heel up or foot up. And
Oh,
do
when they
the
put it on the
swoosh.
ground, that
Yeah,
works.
those-
That's an appropriate dynamic
that's
stretch.
okay, though?
It's calf. It's more for calf than anything. And it's
Okay.
kind of like an
They do a little
active
swoosh.
down. Yeah, the
Yeah.
the
I don't
arm
know.
thing
I've
doesn't
never
really
did
matter.
it. I've seen it a bunch of times. I'm like, I don't.
The arm thing
know.
doesn't matter, but the point is to
Okay,
have the
the arm
heel,
thing doesn't
the
matter.
heel up
Okay.
or the toe up, so that you're stretching the calf and like the bending down and forward. You're essentially just doing good morning.
Okay, cool.
You're
'Cause
just
I was
walking
wondering, I
and
was like,
doing it.
yeah,
It's the same thing. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Put your mic down a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question for Timo and Dr. T. You know, love your opinion on it, but Timo, as a trainer, something that I've so get a good first person, in the field type idea. Recently, I've seen on social media, so I've seen it on TikTok, I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it on Instagram. Right? There's this. So girls will go into the gym to work out, set up their camera, right? So they can see their form or whatever, they're streaming, whatever, right?
Yeah.
She'll then, like, you'll see as you're watching it, some guys maybe like looking over, and she sees it because she's in the camera and like makes this big deal of it, like, why are you like staring me down, like it's almost sexual harassment type of thing, right? So that's a thing that's been happening, and it's caused a lot
I
of
think
debate
it's-
of whether should you even have cameras at this point in the gym, or who's at fault with it or whatever. So I would like to know if you've seen this and just kind of seen more people with cameras like working out, and if you have you ever kind of noticed like this can be a problem? I can see it being a problem.
Yeah, I think it's all blamed to the fashion industry that wanted to come in and like change the whole fashion look of what it looks like to be somebody who goes to the gym every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like the clothes now is super prerogative for females. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's super duper tight. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, it's like most women would like wear just like baggy.
You get your pump covers, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or just like wear sweatpants. Like back in the day, like everybody just wear sweatpants or like sweaters because it was like, yo, I want to sweat. Like I'm out here to really get a workout. But now it's became like a fashion sense, honestly, and it's like I believe there's more creepers than there used to be in the gym. So that's a thing.
So you do think that you kind of catch it? Maybe they don't get caught on camera, but you kind of like notice something of like, hey, that's kind of creepy.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like there's always old dirty ass men that go to the gym and just like but now they're getting caught on camera in 4K. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been a problem. They're just getting caught on 4K now. You know what I'm saying? It was never, I mean, even back in the old days, I mean, some old guys were going to go to the gym and try to work out next to the girl who's like pumping iron. But now it's like, what women are wearing is just so much more revealing, and it's like super sexual to the eye, I believe, compared to like back in the day, of course, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's like, if it's really a problem, you know, I don't know. See, this is where it gets kind of tricky, because no matter what, like, how should I word this? I want to get like canceled or anything. But I think, you know, it women should be able to wear what they want to wear. Bottom line, right? So sometimes, you know, it's really hard to, you can't like stop everybody from doing that, you know what I'm saying? But like, if it's really something that really bothers you, then you might have to check the clothes you're wearing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Now, a big problem with this, as these videos, I guess the more controversial point is, once you, so that's kind of the claim. She shows the video and it's like, oh, this guy was back. He was like looking at me. I felt uncomfortable, well, whatever, right? And then everybody, so that's their kind of perception. Then you see the video and everybody watches the video and it's like, he wasn't even really looking at you. Like, he was like maybe trying to see if you were done with like the space, like you're in the squat rack, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he's checking to like, hey, almost done type of thing. So it then kind of turned into, why are they feeling so almost like it's this, whether it's like the video or just like whatever, is kind of ruining the gym experience, because it's like, that's kind of gym etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Is like just being able to like, I wonder if you're done with like those 45s, like, but on camera, it looks like you're just staring, you know what I'm saying? When you walk by and you're kind of just looking over, you know, I've done that a million times with just people. I kind of walk by like, oh, they're starting the squat machine. Like, cool. I'll come back later. But when you're seeing the video, it looks like, damn, the same guy walked back and forth like 4 times and like looked over. And it's like, that's where I think it's tough, and that's the controversial part.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that "the boy who cried wolf" kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, are you kind of fibbing a little bit? Are you making a bigger deal? Maybe you're not. Everybody's, you know, sensitivities to certain things are different. But I do think, I mean, because I'm just like coming back from the old school background of a gym, like kind of, and then always working at a gym, working out at a gym that wasn't like really fancy either. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different experience now. Like you're saying, like the gym experience is different. Like, I get annoyed when people are trying to do the TikToks and stuff like that. And like, and people are just, you know, on their phone for the whole time because they're trying to get the right videos. Like, bro, I need to get the squat rack, or I need to, you know, like, can you hop
Do you
on?
actually see that a lot of people, like, you notice, like, walk by, they're on YouTube kind of finding their workout, or like,
I've seen that for sure. I mean, but that's what we were talking about last week. We were talking about, you know, people are bringing a lot of just different shit to, like, more shit to bring in the gym, just to like make sure they get the right video. Like the dude brought in a suitcase last week. A suitcase, yeah.
For what?
To record.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we're talking
so
about.
you're
That's what
saying
we're
is
talking
they had,
about
like the big
last
old stands
episode.
and stuff.
Yeah, so he literally brought in like a suitcase so he could get the proper like stance, the camera could sit correctly, the right way. It's not just like the pole that people will be bringing in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's more of a showcase now. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, look at me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the thing, though. It's the look at me type of era. And then you're saying, you know, people are posting stuff like, oh, man, I can't believe he was looking at me. It's like, well, I mean, you kind of want people to look at you. Like, it's okay. Like, it's all right. You can admit it.
So there's a protector of the men. Have you heard of Joey Swole? Yeah, I love Joey Swole. Big fan. Pull that.
Search on TikTok.
Oh no, that's what I was searching for. So I'm gonna send it in so we can get that on.
Yeah,
But Joey Swole is like protecting.
I think Frankie should actually see him.
I think I know who Joey Swole is. I
Yeah.
think I haven't seen him in a while, but I
So
know
we'll
I've heard his name
got
before.
Couple
And there's
other
another
ones.
guy that I like a lot too, and he keeps it real about like, just like, I don't know, just keeping it real about like the gym and gym etiquette, and like people who think they're like the fucking anatomical wizards of like, no, you need to put this in the right direction, or like degree and this and that. I was like, oh, it's just like, yeah, it's like, this is crazy.
Oh, this one was wild. So this one's
He looks.
dude walks by. She's freaking out, and then she says, "Oh, he's still staring at me.
Stitch incoming.
I'm so uncomfortable right now as I'm doing my squats
But okay,
or
but
whatever."
yeah.
And so he basically comes up and he's like, "Hey, man."
I got you. I see what you're saying.
Like that dude is a dude that looks like, are you holding the 60s? Like I kind of want to use, like that dude's kind of jacked. Like he's probably looking down and be like, like what
60.
weights do you
does
have?
It does look like he wasn't from behind though. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like, and he's not from like.
Oh yeah, he's in front of him. He's not like
front,
leering at her.
Yeah,
He
see,
walked in
that's
front.
That's what
he
I
looked down. He's like taking a peek. Like right now, is it not? Oh shit, it's not a thing.
Sorry. There you go.
So
Cool. Yeah, so bring it back. There it is.
yeah. Oh no, Joey Swole.
Did
Oh,
it-
this isn't the.
how did,
Oh, that's just the stitch. Here it is.
okay, here you go. See, but the thing is,
And then
it's
the
about
music behind
outfit.
it. It's just all of it is. Yeah. What's the point? Why do you have the sleeves on, dog? I don't get it.
So, and that's the thing I was talking about. Like,
That too.
yeah, see, it's rough. So, what I'm saying.
I agree. I mean,
And,
I mean, it's easy to agree with that. It's not
Yeah,
like
you
it's
know,
this is a hard take, but
Yeah, I mean again, it's kind of hard because again, yeah, I mean, we're in the real world, and
I'm trying to think. There's a recent. So recently, it's been coming out of. There's been times where. We'll go back to these, but there's a TikTok now that came out that had
the next one.
We'll be on this one next,
Yeah.
but still, we'll wait for this. Keep it a secret. But there was a thing where it was a girl and she had I actually didn't know that they had these, but I guess it's like a squat assister where it's the horseshoe bar, and she's like holding it here in front and it's like squat rack, and she goes down and up and there's like a guy in the background and he like sees her filming and he like turns away and walks away because he's like, no, I'm not trying to be around this. Like I've seen too many videos now. Like I'm getting out of here. And then she like goes down in her squat, does one or two, and on a third one she like has a half squat fail and drops down, and then starts like looking around and be like, hey, is anyone gonna help me? And then everyone's clowning because they're like, hey, this is what that like toxic like women in the gym thinking everyone's leering at you and everyone's like hitting on you or whatever.
If you're
like,
going to the gym and you're worried about people looking at you, then you're going to the gym for the wrong reasons. Like, because you could literally go to the gym and then work your ass off and not give a fuck about what's
and I
happening around you.
100% get the creepiness thing. Like
No,
there are
yeah,
people
yeah,
are
for
creepy
sure,
as shit.
100%.
I get it.
Yeah, no, and that sucks because the gym is a place to do that. So when the girls want to look good, when they want to take pictures in the gym and they want to do all this stuff, but like back in the day, you couldn't even take pictures in the gym. You can do nothing with
you can
the
have your
phone.
cell phone out. People
you can't
clown
have
on you.
record. You can't like literally the privacy of just like people are in here, maybe not even looking their best. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, but like I'm saying, the fashion sense was like, no, you have to look your best. And I even posted about it last week. Like people look like they're in school uniform. Like, and I was like, and I literally mentioned like we should got to bring back like cut up T-shirts and like just
I still
wearing,
have
like,
some.
you know what I'm saying? Like cut up T-shirts, like
used
a
them, but I
weird
still got
ass
'em.
shirt that you found that you just needed for the gym, like gym shirts, like you know what I'm saying. But now it's like I need my Gymshark, I need this, I need to get this, I need to get the Noble workout shoes because that's what Instagram told me.
With
I
the
need to
matching
get. Like,
Noble like
exactly,
sports
yeah,
bra.
gotta
and
get
You know,
the
maybe-
You know
stuff.
what I'm saying? And which like look, it's cool. Like people want to still try to feel comfortable. And if that's what makes you feel comfortable, great, let's do it. But it sucks when you now are shaming people for certain situations in a video that like Joey Soul said, like you're the one recording, like stop recording.
Yeah.
You feel uncomfortable, stop recording, like move, do something different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be an adult at a point.
No, but he's got it on point. Like you're recording this for the entire world to see, and you don't
Exactly. It's a different.
You know the amount of creeps that go on those
On
anyways
internet,
and just
yeah.
stare at you.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's
It's the same thing. I will never understand that. Well, women that do that, more women. I mean, men too. I guess, but
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's more
okay,
of a,
okay,
it's
but
more
that's
a
the thing
culture
too,
in
though.
that
I mean,
of
look,
when they're capitalizing on it though. OnlyFans,
Can
dude,
women
get your money? Go any
Yeah,
man that wants to just sit there and pay you to do that for your picture, your feed or whatever.
Yeah,
OnlyFans, I support that. Go
hell
do
yeah,
that.
100%.
No problem with it. But as soon as you take that back and say, "Oh, I don't like to be objectified," like, no, that's you're getting money for that, and that's what you're doing essentially. I know in order to grow a following on the social media, that's what I got to do. If you don't like it, don't do it.
And it sucks too because it's like a situation. It's like what's who's to say that women are not going and just like checking out dudes all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like
I got hit on by an 80-year-old lady in Arizona. True story.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, wasn't a big deal. It's an 80-year-old lady. She's harmless, but like
we're not recording girls.
What am I gonna do?
You know what was really interesting?
I don't know. Tough combo.
When you were talking about gym fashion, I thought that was interesting that you were also mentioning like men's gym fashion. And I think this kind of goes to this, like, back to this point, I think is a constant point on Pain or Gain. It's kind of like you have all this information on the internet to do every workout every body, every single muscle and blah, blah, blah. And you kind of get too much. And really, the gym is just about showing up in whatever you show up. That's why I always respect the dude that like looks fresh off of work. He got the polo and jeans and like hard bottoms. It's like, hey man, like you getting your fucking workout in. I respect it. Like it's cool. But I think that it's very easy to feel like with all this information, you can like, oh, I'll start working out when I get the right shoes, or when I can get the right like shirt or when I get they have these bands, and when I can get that band, then I can go work out. I think it's like this, the information gives you time to procrastinate when really the gym is just about going to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's also, for the young women that go into the gym and she looked pretty young and feels uncomfortable. There's an older male. Just look around you and look for the older woman. The older women are not necessarily wearing what you're wearing. And if they're wearing what you're wearing, they get the sweater to cover up a little bit more when they do squats. They get the long T-shirts rather than that. But you can still wear your yoga pants. You can still do all this. Like, there's just, the older women have learned, like, I'm tired of these creeps kind of thing, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of how it goes.
It made me think of, like, seeing these videos and, like, seeing, like, these dudes get caught, like that guy. He's just like looking up. I'm just thinking because even with Joey Soul was saying, it's like there's been so many times you kind of just zone out in the gym, and I'm just kind of staring in the distance. And I'm not looking at anybody in particular, but it looks, and I'm just fucking sitting there staring, and it's at whoever. It's at this dude. It's at this fucking older lady. It's at whatever.
Doing that's what we were just talking about, like how people just kind of like, it's like monkey see, monkey do. I see you doing something that's kind of cool. I might want to try it later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like I'm staring at you like, damn. It's like more like, I kind of like the, single leg deadlift.
Like, I've never seen that before. Like, that's cool. But now I can't approach you because all of a sudden I'm a creepy dude.
I feel like it's broken. So like their reaction is because in every situation and environment in life, that's the reality, right? But I feel like there's this covenant, this gym covenant that's been broken, where it's like, this was the one place, sure, would dudes like pick up, you're always going to have those guys, right? But I feel like it's a place where people come and do their business and leave, either with their people or by themselves. And I think once you start bringing in that mindset, you kind of ruin this unspoken agreement in the gym, to where it's like, I'll look at everybody just to see, like you said, like, oh, I've never thought to put my elbow in this way. Or, a lot of girls will have some of the best core workouts or like back stretching type workouts because they do a lot of those kind of things. I bet, I never thought to like put on a stretch. I put my arm here. So
like, man, putting this band around my knees while I'm doing this makes it way fucking harder. Yeah, like, that's sick.
Exactly.
So something that's like naturally just kind of happening in the gym, just walking by a few times, like, damn, are they done with the squat machine? Like, I'm trying to, try to get a little closer because it's like I want to get in next.
This is the
like,
sixth
those are
take
just
of that
normal
video they've
things,
done.
right?
I kind of, this is a great subject too, and I think I have a perfect person I could ask to come onto the show next week. Super gym enthusiast, or health and fitness enthusiast. But yeah, I would love to get her perspective on this. But I'll do my best to get that. But I like this. Like, this is going, because I feel like if we could get a female's perspective, maybe.
Right, it's a bunch of dudes.
That's
in the
what
room,
we're
like,
missing.
Honestly, it's not
can't really
super
say
biased.
too much. Yeah. We could say it from our perspective.
And it can very well look bad for us, but I think for us just as gym goers, I feel like a lot of the things that it's very easy for you to see that act 90% of the time, and it's just like purely I'm at the gym, and like the 10% of the time it was like creepy dude is just staring like but that looks different, you know. That doesn't look like that.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, that would suck for me because I take in consideration and I take gym etiquette like super serious, just because I've been in the thing and respect. You know what I'm saying? Even as a trainer, like, as respect, I don't stand behind my clients. You know what I'm saying? Like for my female clients, like I stand in front, I go to the side. When they're doing something to where just stand on the other side, my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like so. It would suck for me.
Or just be very open of like, hey, like to spot you, like my hand's gonna be on your hip for a little bit. Like I just don't want you to fall. Is that okay? Exactly, and if they're like, I don't feel comfortable, be like, all right, that's fine.
But you know what's funny though is, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the camera, and I say that in a sense of, it's very hard to everybody when a camera is on and it's rolling is gonna act a little like a tinge different. Right, because that camera's going right. It's just a little bit, and I feel like because like now thinking back at all the times when maybe like a girl was on the squat rack and she even has her headphones on, but I need to go ask her how many more sets she have. Right, I feel like in the past those conversations went really smooth because it was just kind of like understood, like, oh yeah, I'm working, I got this much. I feel like when there's a camera, especially when you're a gym influencer, I feel like you now feel like you have this duty to like, especially if you're like live or something, and just be like, you know what, I need to take this stance at the gym and stop creepy men from, so it very quickly, like if I'm just kind of waiting for them to finish and I'm off to the side, I'm just kind of waiting and there's no camera, it's like, okay, what do you need? Even if the girl's kind of like, I don't want to give you my number, like even if it's like that, it's like once she realizes, oh, it's got it. But I feel like now you have to like double down on it. Now it's like if it's slightly you have to like just go hard and make a big, because a lot of these situations, I should say, end up with them, like they go back and forth, they go talk to like the gym manager. The manager now is like, damn, who do I kick out? You know what I'm saying? Like, who do I ban? Because like now she's made a big deal out of it.
I hope it's really
not. No, it is because once it's viral, you have to do something.
Well, I mean, if cross a certain thing, but what I'm saying is like,
they say all the time they report it. I showed them the video and saw him sitting there like, okay.
That sucks. Like, I mean, of course, like again,
they didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Now was the really guy tough. Going back and forth, like, were they both out of pocket at a certain point? Like, yeah, you probably could have handled this differently. But again, this is a gym. Like, this is like, you can smell the testosterone when you walk in. It's like, that's going to kind of happen. And if you feel anybody, like if it's your first day working out and people could, and we've probably all been in the gym at some point, you could tell it's like somebody's first time, or like have it before, they might be right next to you and they might ask you a question and you kind of just like a little quick something. And you could tell like if somebody has good intentions going to the gym, like you kind of take that in. But I feel like that kind of unspoken brotherhood that happens in the gym, or family that happens in the gym, when you see somebody trying to take advantage of the situation, it's easy to be like, nah, fuck that, because this place isn't for that, kind of stand up to it.
It's kind of funny that we're kind of bringing this up, because I did have a conversation that, because now it's kind of sparked a memory, that I posted something about form, I think it was, and one of my friends, who's a female, she said, oh, I would really want somebody to come over and like, correct my form if they knew what it did. And I was like,
hell,
are you
not happening
serious?
Here. Not happening in today's day and age.
I was like, honestly, there'd be no way, because I would just look like a creeper, sound like a creeper, or like this. Like, she was like, oh, but you're an actual certified trainer. I was like,
doesn't matter.
I was like, honestly, in this realm and it's how everything's been working, like I can't. She was like, oh, she's like, I think
you're all of a sudden gonna be that guy.
Yeah,
you're gonna be that guy.
I think you'd be okay to like go and like just give her a couple tips. I was like, it's not as easy as you think, because again, you could be just approach the wrong person thinking that you have the right intentions no matter what. You're like, oh, what?
Who are you? I've been here.
I'm really like
I know what I'm doing.
I'm worried about like how you're gonna mess up your knee right now, or it's like gonna break in front of me because you're doing this wrong. But I'm sorry, I can't help you right now, because that's not my place. Not my place to go save you. I'm not gonna save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just gonna make sure you don't. And you know what's funny thing again? I had a girl who was squatting right next to me maybe 2 to 3 days ago. And she, people, like, you're just literally in the gym, your own kind of thing. Right. And then she literally dropped the weight. Like she tried to hit the squat. She kind of tried to go for a PR and like literally the whole like back this way. Like, but good thing that she was on a good squat rack to where she could just drop it on the thing. But like she almost hurt herself and all this other stuff. And like I talked to her and I was like, "You good? Everything's cool." I helped her pick up the weight again. Like we took off all the weight, we put it on the rack again, and then she's like, "Oh no, I'm good, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, oh my God, I just never really tried this weight before, and I really wanted to push myself today." I was like, "Oh no, it's okay. Just make sure you're good and stuff like that." And at that moment, I was like, I was gonna be like, "Oh, if you ever need a spot, I'll help spot you." But then I was like, "Oh man, that would put me in the most awkward position because the squat spot is different from any other type of squat. I'm literally right behind her, like you know what I'm saying." So and I was like, you know what? That's not my place. Like I'm not gonna say
unless
that.
you
Now,
physically
no matter
ask, it doesn't
how
matter.
nicely I was right now, if I ask her like, "You need a spot," he's like, "Creep."
You can't do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So it's like it's tough. Like, cause even from a guy's perspective, like, you could literally just be super nice and like.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
You're put
turning
in
to a
in the wrong position to be put in as a bad guy. We have the same thing happens for like medical. If I if someone's like crawling on the street or whatever and something's wrong with him, I'm not going to go up and like try to figure out what's wrong with them, because what if something goes terribly wrong? I'm the only guy around. They can say, "Hey, this guy did this to me."
Yep.
License gone immediately. Done.
Yep.
And so you come in and do that and be like, that personal trainer, like, he touched me. I just asked him to spot me, but he touched me in my butt, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, dude.
And you're regardless, and that's not even like a women are awful
no,
type
no,
of thing.
No.
That's just
that
that
things
could happen.
That
It
thing
literally
is really
anybody.
scary because
Be a guy too that do that. You can't do that in today's day and age,
especially
because
cancel
of all the
culture and how it goes. And
Can't do it.
Yeah, you can't. Unfortunately, you know. And then like even if I again, I just wanted to be nice. Like, hey, don't hurt yourself next time. I like literally was like, nah,
you're gonna be
just
looked
don't
at
hurt
to as
yourself.
like,
Like,
what are you
please
doing?
don't,
You don't
like,
know.
do that.
Stop it. You don't know who I am. Like,
Yeah,
you don't know what
exactly.
I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Stop it.
Yeah,
Like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
And
so.
it's
And that
it's an
sucks
annoying
too.
thing.
And you're like, all right, fuck it. You already know what you're doing.
That's unfortunately the only thing that we can do with it, and it's
yeah, I really want to bring in a guest next week, so hopefully she's free,
we'll
because
get
that'd be
on.
great. Yeah, it would just be
I'll
great
get on a chair.
talking pace.
if anything. But yeah, the I was gonna talk about something other than that, but it's just
The TikTok thing, or you're just saying an idea?
in general on the same plot. Like, honestly, dog, if I get hit on at a gym, like, it's kind of cool. And I know that's different, like being a man and being a woman, but like, I don't know. I just felt like there were other times if you're going out there, and this is where I just don't. This is where a woman would really help, because I don't know not a good thing.
Well, I think this is the difference. Like, when you get hit on, what does it look like?
I mean, I've been stared at like that. Like,
No, but like, what does it look like if you get like hit on? Like, what does it sound like? What are like how are you talked to? Like, what's being said? Like,
usually when it has been, or even in clubs and stuff, but like just in general, like getting like stared at or getting hit on, it's usually women tend to be more aggressive than males.
but I think
I would say that's true too. They get straight to the point.
I think that they say it's like, hey, I like your shirt. Kind of to start it off, or hey, like, like it's now consider that. So like, because like if we've ever been hit on, it kind of looks like that, right?
Yeah.
On the flip side, men don't have the same finesse. So as a girl, getting hit on looks completely different.
Oh yeah.
Getting hit on is like borderline
That's
out of
fair.
pocket sometimes, you know. So for you, it could feel good because it's
They
meant
might come
to.
correctly.
It's nice.
They're gonna do
But
it the nice way.
For men, think of like the worst men that you know, like the creepiest men that you know. Okay, now think about them trying to hit on a woman, like you've seen it before, or whatever, and it's like,
all right, bro,
e,
sorry
like
for my
you're
friend. Like,
fucking
that's what it
secondhand
would be.
embarrassment, you know.
Yeah.
Like girls have to deal with that 10 times more, 100 times more than we do on a daily basis.
That's true.
So I think that's where it's easy to, like, I understand, like, for women, it's easy to kind of be on guard. I just feel like the gym is this sacred place, you know what I'm saying, where, of course, those guys exist, but sometimes the gym kind of handles that themselves. Like, if there's a creepy dude, like,
there's a
I'll
dude
see
coming
people
up,
walk up to them and be like, hey, man, like, chill. Like, not make a big deal out of it.
That's
But
100%. I was gonna bring that up earlier too. Is like most people, even like I'm where like I see like a creepy ass dude or like
in
you
a
kinda
true
see
gym
atmosphere.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's changing a lot too, because people are going in now that are kudos. Great. I think we talked about this already. Is everyone's going to the gym? That's awesome. Like, great. Go to the gym, do it. But it's the people who go for the videos and go for this, and maybe they're already fit. Like, maybe they didn't need to go to the gym, and they were like already fit, and they were healthy, and they were doing this or doing that. And then they go to the gym now just to be there and be like, I can't believe this guy over here. He doesn't know what he's doing.
But
and it's the guy, it's the old dude in the polo and khakis.
Yeah.
But like that dude's sick. Like I remember when I would go to the gym all the time, especially in Milpitas Fitness for when it was Fitness 19 or Fitness for 10 or whatever it was. Even when it was Milpitas Health and Fitness back in the day, and I was like,
Average Joe.
I would see the old dudes that come in old to me, that would come in like the polos and like the cargo pants or something, or like they'd wear the polos and basketball shorts because that's all they had to change into.
Engineer
like,
swag, baby.
And they would come in hot, and I would look at them and be like, these dudes were usually pumping some weight, and I was usually sit there. I'm like, dude, I'm getting out of these guys' way. Like I respect the hell out of it. I could never do it. You are a better man than me because I wouldn't be able to do it. I need to be like comfortable. I need to be in my passport. I need my cutoff. Like I was one of those guys. Like I need to be
feel
comfortable
like
if I went there, and they just were like down.
The collective,
like, look, I need to get this workout in, bro.
The collective of the gym, I think, is really good at, the majority of people who are there for good intentions, serious reasons, right? I feel like the group is very good at recognizing your intentions when you come into the gym. Because you can see that guy and you're going to be more apt to want to help because it's like, damn, I see you like working hard. But then you see the person, guy or female, who sets the camera up. They're like doing different and like nobody respects that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in the gym who's gymming, nobody respects that.
It's like the regulars at a bar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The regulars will make sure nobody's popping off. They ain't supposed to be popping off in here doing something.
They'll take care of it. Exactly.
It's going to be handled before security needs to be handled. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the idea too, like you're saying too. It's like, you can see the girls who are in there actually pumping iron, and they don't give a shit like who's around them, what they're doing, what they're wearing. Doesn't matter what's going on. They don't got the cameras.
And dudes will approach them, and they'll handle that with grace, and it'll be like, and usually I feel like there's not a lot of. It's always you can always tell the kind of guy who be like trying to hit on girls at the gym, and you don't really like him, but you can tell when a dude is like genuine because you see like a storyline happen every day because the same people go to the gym. So you watch and you see, and it's like, oh, okay, this girl is single. I see this dude's kind of been looking over there. I'm gonna watch him go, and you kind of see it happen, and you can tell it's genuine from him. It's because where else are you supposed to meet people other than a place you go? I see you at the gym all the time,
and that's just where he wants to meet.
And I feel like both parties take that very like if it's yes or no, it's like okay, cool. I'm gonna go back and do my thing.
I'll see you around.
Right. But that's different in how that's handled than when like girl with the camera, whatever guy goes up talks to her, she'll make it a big deal.
I mean, like I hate the
10 years.
I hate the stereotype, but this is what you usually see in the sense. It's always the girl or dude with the gym, either with the Gymshark, the Noble, the bright colored, outfits now. Like
he's got the highlighter trainers on.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain,
which is cool. Like you drop money on that. I don't want to make you feel bad for wearing that stuff. Like good for you.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but again, it's just like those are the ones that only come in once or twice a week. You know what I'm saying? And compared to the regulars that be in there like grinding and doing other stuff.
What's your guys' favorite gym goer? And what I mean by that is because I was thinking like my personal favorite is older dude with the cut off shirt, not like a tank top, just cut off the sleeves and like some sweats. And he looks a little heavier because he's older. You know what I'm saying? He's getting back in the gym. Maybe he's had some kids like they're older down in high school. He has more time. Like that older guy, like I like that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna
give you the head nod when you
right,
see
exactly.
Like, crazy. Hey man, how you doing? Everything's good with you? All right, cool, man. You think? And
right.
Get you to your work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Hit a lot of bench. You know what I'm saying? A lot of biceps.
You might talk to a couple
arms big as hell. Like shoulders hella big. Maybe he can hit leg day, but his back hurts sometimes. Or like that's my favorite gym goer. Who's your guys' favorite gym goer?
Damn. I think that would because
I'll say mine. So because you can think, man. So my favorite one is old lady with the wild, crazy like aerobic workouts that be just jamming to her music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's one lady that's been going.
She like walk on the treadmill sometime.
Yeah, she walk on the treadmill, but she has like just a vibe to her. She just has her headphones.
Right.
Just going in. And
she used the room that like the wood
exactly,
like that. Yeah. Her whole workout be in there. Yeah.
And then there's so it's funny because she has like some wild different type of workouts throughout the years. Maybe she's working out, and so now she has like a big hula hoop. It's like a super weighted hula hoop, bro. It should be just. So now, since they kind of adjusted our gym a little bit, she goes to a place where there's like sun, like just actual, because there's a big glass window, and the sun comes in pretty nice there. So she just be hula hooping, bro, just jamming to her music, just doing her thing, just doing the aerobic workouts. I'm like,
if those ladies are over 50, they have like the spandex pants that's like multicolored, like
bro,
looks like
that's
the
exactly what she
80s.
was wearing
Like,
today.
yeah, yeah, I like that
She's
one.
got the sweatbands on the wrist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like that gym goer. Who's your favorite gym goer? You have a chance to think?
Mine's got to be close to you, because I remember when I would go, we'd have those types of guys at Fitness for 10 and stuff that we'd go to, and that was just kind of the more middle aged, maybe not like over the 50s, not quite the engineer guy, but the guy who you could tell used to pump some iron,
Right.
and he's just
Right.
a little out of it, but he
OG.
can still pump iron. He's like chilling with it, and he's got the
Like mid to late 40s.
yeah, like he's always got the old Ferrari meetup shirt.
Yeah.
and that's the one that's cut off.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like cut off appropriately, and the bottom's always like too far out. Like you just
Yeah.
want to sit there and help cut a little triangle off of it for him. But that dude,
Yeah,
because he's
that's
always
the guy.
not like, because that dude was like part of me. But like your dad used to walk into the gym, and I used to see him all the time, and he
Right.
was like that to me. Like dude used to pump some iron. He's a little
Yeah,
little
he was
over
like
the
that
hill,
OG guy.
but
Yeah.
like he used to pump iron. You always say, "Hey, how's it going?" And they kind of really understood
Pythons of arms, bro. Just like
Exactly.
those guys. Always
But those
just
guys
have
were the ones that
arms.
taught you gym etiquette.
Yeah.
And so
Directly-
That's true.
He taught me
100%.
like, hey, if you want, I'll sit here and talk to you. Like, how's it going? Like, how's your day?
Yeah,
like,
that's
is everything okay?
See, those-
like, and
those
I
are
knew
the guys-
him,
yeah,
and
those
so
are the
he would be like,
guys.
hey, how's the family? How's how's your brothers? How's this? And I'll talk to him, and he could sense if I was like, oh, they're like chilling, like it's good, and I'm cutting it off. He's like, all right, man, go pump.
Let you get,
like,
your,
I'll see
let you
you
get
later.
back to
Like,
your
let's go
workout.
pump.
Yeah,
Catch you later. If you happen to stop by between sets, he'll sit there, and he's always welcome to.
that's
Hey, I'll talk to you, youngster. Like I got 3 hours I could kill in here. It's cool. Let me talk to you
exactly.
real
That's
quick.
what I love those guys, because those are guys that can kill hella hours.
And
The
so-
person in my
I
head,
can't
like
wait.
the,
I can't wait to be
the
that guy.
the figure I have is like older, bald Mexican dude
Yep.
with like a big mustache. You can tell he probably got a lowrider, but he be hit the bench
Hey, you know
hard,
what I'm saying? Yeah,
upper
yeah.
body fucking swole.
Yeah, and pull up dudes.
Yeah.
pull up dudes. Old school pull up dudes. All they
Yeah.
just doing is just pull ups.
My second
But he
favorite.
looks like he
That's
shouldn't
strong.
be able to do a
Yeah,
pull
exactly.
up.
It's like, how you that strong, dude?
My second favorite gym goer, and it's an underrated one. I feel like it's a dark horse, but sincere gym bro. Like
Yeah.
dude that come in with like the water jug, maybe like a mixer, you know what I'm saying? Got his hip.
The
Etiquette
dude
is
who
to
makes
a T.
he makes eye contact with you when you put up like a good amount of weight, and he sees you like struggle through the last couple, and he goes like,
Those are right. Those are the guys always in your corner. Nicest
Yeah.
dudes are always kind of, hey, you want a spot real quick? Like the first to kind of offer up. That kind of person too. Always, they're a real sincere gym bro, and that's when I fuck with the ones who have chalk.
yeah.
Like come in with the chalk weight. They have their own
know.
belt. It's
they don't
like
mess
I'm
with
here
nobody.
to work out.
Yeah, those-
Exactly.
they don't mess with
Work out
nobody.
by himself.
Yeah.
But just
See,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like gym goers like that, like they're not even paying attention about what you're doing. They might see you, you know what I'm saying? They see you, but when they're lifting. They're in their own world, you know what I'm saying? But
They
like,
see you on some like you're both in the mirror with dumbbells, and he's kind of waiting, and you're hitting them, and he just give you like a good set,
Set,
like
bro.
a hey, get that last one, come on,
Yeah,
come
like
on,
no, you
right.
could like let's do another, or he'll
exactly, just like a little
like he
head
sees
nod
you struggle,
sometimes,
but you
and
only
it's
got
just
like
like
2 reps up, and then he goes over there and he's like, no, get back. Like, we got 3 more to go. I saw you only hit
Right.
2 on this,
Let
and
me
you were
get
doing
you
sets
a-
of 5. We got to do that again.
quiet. They don't really talk because they be in the
Mm-hmm.
headphones, but really in the zone. But they be, I fuck with them. I fuck with them.
yeah,
I don't talk to them. I get the head nod, but we both know. Matter of fact, that's how I know. Like whenever I go to a new gym or whatever, I just start going again. Whatever. That's how I know I'm consistent. Is when I get the head nod from the local gym bro.
Yeah,
Whoever the gym bro here is, just like the head nod. Like yeah, you see. Like okay, I've been going consistent. Like
Hey,
cross
I know that
off.
face. That's a cool thing. Yeah.
All
I
right,
get it.
cool. I feel good with that person. I like that gym goer.
Yeah. All right.
man, it's kind of crazy. It's like
I like gym couples. I think that's cool. Like when
That
a
is
couple
cool.
like
Honestly,
work out
that's pretty
together,
cool.
like
I
gym
think
couples,
that's
you see
pretty
them all
dope.
the
I think
time.
I think that's
They'll
an
like
extension
break
of
away, do
cool
their
gym
own
bro.
thing
I enjoy
sometimes.
going with my ex.
That's the
too. That was
extension
cool.
of
That's
cool gym bro. Like
Right,
they're always
right.
there.
Cool
Like,
gym
you
bro
know
has
you
a
could go
cool
up-
gym girl.
And you know they're both secure. Like if you went up and talked to the guy, or like if you looked over there, the guy's not gonna step to you or anything. But like they understand. Like if I pull the guy away, the girl's not gonna sit there and be like, "Why?" Like I'm gonna wait for you to come back. Like she'll go do her thing.
Because he knows
Yeah,
the guy
exactly
will
too.
come
It's
in and
like,
help,
yeah,
be
cool.
like,
Maybe do a couple sets.
No, the
together
bros
somewhere.
want me, and he kind of comes back all chest puff, like, "No, the bros needed me." And then she's like, "You're an idiot," but whatever.
One of my favorites too is every gym has one. Like early 40s, specifically early 40s, bald, but like on the shorter side, but swole
Super
ass
yoked.
Asian dudes. Like there's always
Oh, yeah,
one
no.
Asian dude that's swole. That is
I would say
fucking.
people from like the Asian culture. They
And his
have,
name's
like,
always,
really
like,
good
John.
builds. Like their
They
genetics
do.
are really solid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Their
I like-
definition be
they're
coming
definitely-
through.
Yeah, when they're like really like defined, like you guys,
They always
you guys
because
got some good builds.
I think
man.
because of the build too, they always have
genetics
a
right
small
there.
waist.
yeah,
and
that's
and that
true.
makes
That's
the-
true. The
even
actual-
bigger.
yeah.
And as soon as they get the lats, I'm like, damn, now
Yeah,
you look like that
exactly.
guy
Yeah,
right now.
that's
He
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
tank top.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
your wife
And it's
beater.
always like,
Yeah, the
he's always
genetics-
named
the genetics
Dave
are
or
on
John or
point,
something
man.
like that. He's
Right.
always like a super generic ass name.
He'll go with his friends sometimes. They're all like that. They all.
Yeah.
It's like they spread out, but sometimes they form up like the Avengers and
You
all
know
the
his
swole
friends
Asian
there
dudes.
because he's got the beanie on, but he never really goes there.
Right.
'Cause
They
he's
just
like,
and
"I'm
they'll
not
go
ready
in
to be
like
bald yet."
they'll go in like just you respect it too. They'll take the squat rack for like 45 minutes because they're hitting like real squats.
Yeah.
They're hitting like fucking like
And you
4
just
reps.
admire him.
Like huge. It's like, yeah, good job, guys. Yeah, no, that guy's cool. I fuck with that.
Yeah, see, I'd be like, I mean, you know, whatever.
I fuck with cardio girls. Like the girls will be coming in and just you doing straight cardio. I respect that because I fucking hate
Like, I'm like,
cardio.
yeah, I'd be
And it's
straight.
like they'll just hit the elliptical.
or no. So the ones,
stretch.
the steppers, the ones that hit the steps all the time and have like
Steppers
the
is
different
like that-
variations
the
of
early
all the step.
30s,
I was like,
yeah.
that'd be
Yeah, they do like the
pumping.
dance steps. And stuff.
Steppers.
Yeah, like just I was like, God damn.
Nah, steps is some
Steps
real-
is real though. Steps is real. That's why I always tell like all my clients, like, look, if you really want to do some cardio, do steps. Don't do anything else.
I fuck with
if you really want to get it, steps, because that shit's hella hard. Nobody wants to do steps.
body weight guy is cool. That
Just
Just
Body weight
straight
guy is cool.
pull ups, push ups, fucking
Does
all.
like clap push-ups too.
Right,
Ah,
exactly. He's
see, dude's
doing one handed fucking. He'll do like an
He's doing
hour
like
on
flag
pull
pulls
ups.
and shit.
Right.
See, yeah, but see, the thing is,
Medicine ball
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
touch your weight.
See, the thing is,
but
it's funny
swole.
because like,
Yeah, he just brings his 24-pound medicine ball, goes to the core room, comes out 30 minutes later drenched in sweat.
bro,
Yeah.
this
And you
guy's
don't know what he
going
did,
hard.
but he fucked that
Bro.
up. He went in.
The ball's all sweaty. It's
He
got to
went
sit in its own
crazy.
corner and no one touches it.
Back when fitness or Peace Health and Fitness had that one room that was darker, like a
Oh,
cycling
I
room.
love
love
that.
that
room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there would be that one dude. He would be in there for how long? His own medicine ball,
Sweat.
just fucking
Where we used to do
all
core.
body weight.
That was core weight. Ah man, see, they
Yeah,
gotta bring
they had
back
that.
then.
They had the
See,
spin cycles
I need-
out there too. I miss that place.
Look, I just want to hit the lotto. I mean, I don't play the lotto, but I'm just saying, I need to win a lot of money somehow, some way, so we can have our own like fitness like center. It'd be the dopest thing. We would put together so many different things for all these type of like categories of.
Oh, we got to
you know,
open
gym
Painter
goers,
Gain
you know
one
what I'm
day.
saying?
We have to
An actual Painter
actually.
Gain
It
gym.
needs to be because I think health and fitness was something similar to this too, and then they became a lot of things. But it needs to be like a gym, but has like a physical like physicians are in there. So if
Oh,
you
yeah,
pull
yeah.
something, you can go see a doctor that's like on
Actual
on
whole
site
medical
and
center
everything,
would
right?
be
Because health and
sick.
fitness used to have something like that. They used to do acupuncture, like a bunch of stuff at the
Yeah.
top before they
We
changed
won't have
it.
any. What are they called? The stretchers.
No stretch labs.
No stretch.
God.
You know what I
the-
don't like though? I
bastards.
will say, and I've thought about this a lot, and it kind of goes back to the conversation we're having about video in the gym, right?
Mhm.
I'm not really a huge fan of, even if you feel like it's a good story, of like, or even if it looks funny, of videoing other people at the gym, like just
Nah,
some
you would
dude
goof.
who's just
You
doing
would goof.
something weird, like that's weird.
People
like,
want-
or
people
even
want
like, look at this
likes.
guy. It's like a bigger guy. Like, look at he's going hard. It's like he probably doesn't want that. I don't like that.
Yeah,
If
dude's
you want to
not-
film yourself, I can kind of buy that, okay. But as soon as like, and there's all sorts of videos of like gym fail or just all this where you can tell it's like somebody from across the gym that's like laughing at instead of helping him. You know,
Hey,
all the
Joey
Planet
Swole's coming
Fitness
to the
shit.
rescue, baby.
Well, but that was the idea, because the idea was when I posted about the person like kind of doing things right, like, or just the general population doing something wrong, and then the person DMing me about, oh, I wish somebody would correct my form rather than, kind of say something like on Instagram or stuff like that too. But I was like, but in that idea though, I can't go and help you because it could flip and turn anyway. So it kind of sucks to be on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
We'll never go assist.
I didn't record the person like, look at this idiot. No, I didn't do that.
We'll never go assist another, like a woman in a gym. I just won't. There's not, unless you ask me to go over there.
Like,
oh, hey,
sit there and because even guys would be like, hey,
you benching and be like, you might need a spot. Be like, no, I'm gonna wait for that shit to fall and then go get you because I'm fucked either way.
Yeah, that's it. All you can do is help, pick the weight up, back up, and be like, well, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Because
started with,
oh, okay, cool. Because I was about to say, because I was like, oh yeah, and anytime you need a spot, I could help you. Like that sounds like kind of creepy. You know what I'm saying? In her ears, like, oh, you anytime? Like, no. I was like, no, I just don't want you to hurt yourself because you almost just killed yourself right now and broke your whole spine. Not because I want to be a creep.
Let me live.
Yeah. Like,
speaking of creepers at the gym, I want to talk about the actual anti-creepers of the gym. One of my favorite gym goers. The 3 dudes that be in the Zumba class, but they're in it for the workout. Like they're not in it like the girls. It's like they're in it to fucking like older usually, something around that, maybe late 40s. And they're in there consistently sweating. Cool. That's the kind of person you see for like 6 months. It's like, damn, that dude lost hella weight. And I don't ever see, maybe he does like the treadmill for a little bit, walks it, like watches the game or something. Yeah. But Zumba guys, I fuck with them.
Hey, you know what?
Good vibe.
They know all the other like ladies in the class. Like, Gladys, you keep that up. I don't want to see you stop.
Because
that's true though.
There's like the hierarchy and like there's the secret language at the gym that happens of the caste system, as you will, of the water, like the water fountain, right? Like you walk up at the same time with somebody else. I think like somebody has to make the decision. I always let Zumba guy go get water first.
Hell yeah.
Zumba guy is like, nah, man, you was going in. Like sometimes I gotta like exact my place in the caste system. Like I'm gonna get this water. You're gonna let me. That's okay. But Zumba guy, I know you need to fill that.
You've been over
up.
there with the 2 sitting on the floor texting for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna
get my water first.
Yeah. Do that.
Oh man, I see that. And that's the thing too. Phones have really kind of changed the whole gym thing going. You know what I'm saying? For real though, because it's like people are taking longer on fucking machines. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just going.
It forces the
more leisurely at the gym because it's like. Oh, let me kind of just like scroll for a little bit.
And this is with guys and girls. Like even when guys are recording themselves, I feel like it's ruined the social experience of the gym. The gym was always a place kind of like how people go to the church and like meet people like in your community. You go to like a little league, you'll meet people, parents in the community. The gym was always that place to where it's like, you can meet people. You don't know them that well, but these people that live around you, people. I mean, and it was a more communal thing. I feel like the cameras made it weird. You kind of are afraid to talk to somebody because it's like, damn, like I don't know if I'm on camera right now. I don't know if
she's gonna take this the wrong way.
Right? Or even like this dude, like I know he's like fucking recording his whatever, but I need to get these 25s. Exactly. Like I'm gonna get in front of the camera. Like what am I supposed to do?
Too. Like, do I interrupt your video? Yeah, do I interrupt your video because your video is like, but it's like it's a public place.
Or there was another video I seen of this dude who was like he had like the camera set up in the bathroom with the mirror, right? And he was like flexing like this is right, the poses right. And this dude, the where the mirror was, where the sink and everything was the lockers are right there. So in the video, you can see behind him in the lockers, and it was a dude that was kind of like stopping, staring, kind of like, "Hey, can you not do this? Like we're in a locker room. Why is the camera aren't in here? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that is one of those examples of the phone, the social media's involvement in the gym has ruined what the sanctity of the like it used to be a place that you could walk into any gym in America and you'll know your way around like the system of people, you know what I'm saying? Like the community of people, as we're saying, all these guys, when you see them, you know what I'm saying? Where like how to approach it, whatever. This has kind of made it weird.
You know what always made me weird in the gym? Like, the sauna.
Yeah, I was never a sauna guy.
I was never a sauna
Never
guy.
a sauna guy.
It was just weird vibes for me because it was
fair, I didn't have the confidence
hey, you know
going to
what?
that sauna like
That's
those
one of the
old
creepers
dudes.
that was outside right there, and he's in the sauna with me.
I didn't
right
have the
now.
confidence to do that shit. It was weird.
You know what? I'm
You're
not
the
gonna lie. I'm a sauna guy.
You're a sauna guy.
Hey,
I understand
I'm
it.
a
Like,
I
sauna
respect
guy.
it.
That's
I just
cool.
understand I wasn't because I was like I didn't have that like swag. I couldn't just walk in and be there.
It's
like,
always me, some old dudes that just in their towel. They make the sauna is so weird, right? Because it's like it's two benches.
Yeah, and then it faces each other.
It's like there's a bottom bench and then you could go up to a top bench, and it's like the dude behind me in my area just got a towel on. You know what I'm saying? Like his just balls is a little too close to like, my
you just
face.
know if I look
like,
to the left, like, am I?
but you know what? I love the sauna because it's a cool place to just kind of like zone out, just like sweat it out. Yeah, it's just like
Bro,
me
and
and
it's
some
hella
old
funny
dudes in
because-
towels.
I was
and,
having it with a
and-
good time.
That's what I'm saying.
hey, we was. That's where the old
Watched the game
locker
last
room
night.
is. Where, okay, gym goers I hate is old dude that be in the locker room half the time. That motherfucker be in the locker room for an hour. Like, bro, what are you doing in here for this
to, like,
long?
rob
Like,
us? What the
he
hell you
used all
doing?
the amenities. He showered.
Oh
he
yeah,
fucking
you
hit
know,
the
those gym
fucking.
goers.
Brush
Like,
his
look,
teeth.
yeah, I'm like, I live here.
Like, why you just like sitting
I
on
mean,
the
but,
bench
hey, you
in your
paid your
towel,
money.
like just chopping it up
Just
with the
chopping it up,
other guy.
fucking
Like y'all
balls
been here
out.
hella long, like weird vibes.
That's
like
what I'm
gym
saying.
locker
That's why I couldn't do
rooms.
saunas because it was like, ah man, with my
There for a
luck, it's
little
always
too
like
long.
we're little weird locker room old men in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Just walking around naked in tube
Just-
socks.
yeah.
Like my guy, like come on,
With
like
sandals.
have
With
some
sandals,
fucking
like-
class, my guy.
Yeah, so that's
What are you
that's funny.
doing? But I do fuck with the sauna though. I do. That's one that.
Yeah,
Fuck
see, I don't
with
know. I like the sauna to me was always like something that like MMA fighters or something did. Like got to sweat something. I was like, that never made sense to me.
I just want to go home when I was done. I was like,
Get
I want to go
extra.
shower.
I think it was. I think I just read something that it was like this study of the sauna and sweating. So like 2 hours a week of the sauna does like makes you like healthier to some degree because of the toxins that you sweat out. So from that point on, I was like, I'm always going to do, and it's like, I like doing things that it's like the idea of like the cold shower. I'm not really a cold shower person, but it's like, I'm just going to do this thing that's going to like kind of slowly torture me a little bit and see how long I could do it just to like mentally make myself accomplish that, so
yeah, like I did this.
right. So I'd be in the sauna for like 15 minutes and they're like talking. They're like the sauna guys, they're like chopping up. I'm in there like 15 minutes, like I can, I don't know how their lungs, it's like they play like Mile High Stadium. Like when you play the Broncos, like, how come you're not breathing?
different
heavy?
climate.
You're on
You're
there.
all kid.
Right. It's
No
no way
way.
game.
You ain't got
every
the lungs for this.
day.
That's funny.
Woo! So I got two more.
All right, let's do it.
I got two more of these things that we're gonna do. We'll start with this one. We'll end with the upper one because that's a little bit more talking thing. Great music, by the way.
Mhm.
But so again, this is another one of those.
Stiff and locked.
Yeah, this is the
So locked is
third
a
time
word?
we've seen Lock today, or maybe a
Is it
second time.
locked? Is locked? Why is it even? I don't know.
Lock doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
So this is the thing of like, okay, learn from a sport physio. That's just a sport physical therapist, that doing this exercise, 2 sets of 8 to 15 reps. Huge gap, by the way. Like 100% increase in reps is difference. That's a problem. Second of all, to open your stiff and locked back. Do you know how big your back is?
Well, I was about to say this is only one thing I do for my stiff or lock back.
Is this
when
for
I
his
do that
upper
when I play
back or
basketball?
his lower back? Because I can tell you his upper back is not moving very well.
No.
His lower back is getting some rotation. That's cool. But his upper back is
Well, he's
not
pulling. Yeah,
doing
well,
nothing.
I guess that's all lower. Yeah, I mean, honestly, so I do this on a Bosu ball, but
This is
not
okay.
not exactly this rotation. But we already showed it on previous episodes of Bosu ball and the stretching that we've done.
Now, I much prefer this to the other ones. But
yeah,
much
I'm
better
okay
than the
with
girls
this.
swing on the thing.
Yeah, I'm okay
But it's
with
still,
this.
it's again like, if you have someone that tells you you have a stiff and locked back, they're probably telling you what to
positive.
do for it.
Pause it right here. Bow.
But you can see his chest is just way open. Yeah, he's grabbing his other leg, but his shoulder is basically for the whole time See, look at his arm. His arm's already over there. His back shoulder barely moves.
Yeah, so definitely lower back, just a little piece of it.
Yeah, but it's like this is what's called an open book type of training. You want to get an upper back rotation. So that's not either he is really stiff and he doesn't have full range of motion, or he's just stopping himself. But again, this is a weird thing of like, again, what's stiff and locked? What does that mean?
Locked.
These are things that bother me. Is this an appropriate exercise for something? If you have certain things, you need to increase your thoracic mobility or something like that. Like, yeah, it's an appropriate exercise, but if you're telling everyone you got a stiff and locked back, you might have a stiff and locked back because you have back spasms. This is going to fuck up your back spasms. I'll tell you that real quick.
You know what? It's funny because I had played basketball and I kind of got a little back spasms and I couldn't do any of my usual twist and turning motions.
Didn't it feel stiff and locked?
It was super stiff and locked.
It feels stiff and locked, but this is going to mess it up. So this is a problem of I was talking to you off camera.
I couldn't do twists. I could only do hangs.
Forward and back. Or traction. That's good.
Yeah, it was just hangs.
Traction's
That's
good.
all I could have done because it was like everything else. I tried to like maneuver or do anything, didn't feel good. Like
So this is another one of those things where I was talking. It's probably off camera. I was talking, but they're very niche, and they try to make these very niche exercises or these very specific things and give it to a really broad category.
It makes sense.
And sometimes the niche doesn't even fall into the broad category because there's so many other things in that category that it could be detrimental to.
Yeah, no.
So this
That
is,
makes sense.
again, is this good if you need thoracic mobility and lumbar mobility?
Sure.
Yeah, but you should probably have someone teach you how to do it the right way before doing it. This one was a quick one. That was weird. Now, this other one. Here you go.
Watching a girl in TikTok with a fat ass say that she did these oh my God. Get said fat ass. So I took my flat ass to the gym and decided to do the same thing, but it's been 4 minutes and 12 seconds. About to pass fast out in front of these strangers. Okay, so I seen it. She said this is what she did to get a big booty. So I tried doing it for 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and she's about to pass out.
So
okay,
I don't have an issue with using these as you come up. I have an issue with you not actually doing what it's. You're hurting your knees doing this. So what she's doing is, as you watch her walk, instead of having her legs straight in front of her, like appropriate shoulder height, she's what's called scissoring. She's bringing one leg in, one leg in, one leg in.
That. Oh no!
In front, midline.
Oh yeah.
Midline.
Oh no.
Midline.
No.
Midline. Midline. Midline.
So she's not even stretching them out to even be the.
So she's not using it. What she's doing is
exactly.
actually forcing. I've used the term dynamic valgus when that knee drops in. So what she's doing is forcing even more of a valgus, and now the inside of her knees are going to hurt, and she's going to have no clue why. But it's because she's putting stress on her MCL, and she's not actually using her hips. So now her hips are going to get underdeveloped because the rest of her legs are compensating for it. So when she actually needs to use them, the legs are going to be used to using them, and she's just going to mess herself up because she's doing too much.
Because I saw, because it said get a fat ass.
Bam.
See again.
They said my fat ass was locked up, so I had to go do this. Like, this is what I had to do. So this is the issue again. This is
my fat ass was locked, so I had to go stretch it out.
Is this good if you have a band to do this? Oh, damn it.
This fucking guy too.
That guy. But is it good to do this exercise? Yeah. But you gotta do it the right way. You gotta do it the right way. You can't just, again, this is probably a girl said, I wear this band while I'm stair stepping and now my ass is fat, and it's like cool, but like, what were you doing? It's kind of like the bar guy. You got to tell him what to do. Otherwise it's not going to work. Same thing. This is not going to work for her, and she's not going to get fat ass because her knee keeps coming inside and she's not using her ass.
I was about to say, like, I mean, I guess the step
so every
up,
step
the step up is part of using the ass, but the way she's using the actual resistance band's all stupid, so it's not getting the activation. Like you're saying, just got to be more out as you're walking.
So you can see even her knee as it comes out and it swings and down. And so that's kind of every time terrible, awful. I guess please don't do it. Is it good for you to? Is it
so? Maybe that's
an appropriate
a good tell.
exercise. Yes, but it's not appropriate the way you're doing it. You're doing it awfully bad.
Maybe that's a good tell for our viewers. That it's like when you're looking at these TikTok things, if you're not getting a full explanation of how to do it correctly, don't trust it.
I feel like that's been a running theme of we've always been like, hey, just these are good. Know why you're doing it and know what you're doing. And if someone who's telling you to do it can explain why you're doing it, then you probably may not want to do it if they don't know the point.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a point where you may need to adjust it or progress it. If I don't know the main point of it, what the hell am I progressing?
We should start a subject where it be pain or gain and what the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we go start. So we have, you know what I'm saying? That was like, that'd be perfect because then it's like, oh, this is going to cause you pain. This is actually going to cause you gain. And this is like, what the fuck? Why is he even telling you? So yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be the new subject, kind of ongoing. Yeah, because like there's a couple of what the fucks. Like the guy with the hip thing, what the fuck? That's not even pain or gain. It's just like,
it's a bunch
what
of
the fuck are
shit,
you doing?
it doesn't matter.
You know,
but like the girl walking, that's gonna cause you more pain. The Squat University guy, hell yeah, Squat University, way to go.
Gain.
Big fan.
Big gain.
Keep it up, whatever you're doing. But yeah. So if we want people to go ahead, they can send in things. If you guys find things,
find
encourage the
TikToks,
Chips family too. If you guys find weird shit, send it in, and we'll at least look at it and give it a quick runaround. Say, hey, this is good, this is bad, or I have no clue what's going on here.
Yeah, cool.
And we can do that, and I'll try to keep anything I come across. I'll keep keeping them, or I'll send them at least. I don't want to it. It's gonna make my algorithm.
I'll just switch over from
the
IG, and then I'll just add them to the painter game.
Yeah, or we can put them on the IG because we can roll them on here too.
Oh, on the IG
through
too.
That too. Yeah. So if you throw onto that, as long as we got them, we need some sort of library with it. But yeah,
got it.
But
yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Wrapping it all up.
Yeah. With that said, I don't have anything else for us today. Any from the gym goers or anything? But
okay, I have a question for Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Have we used any of the resistance bands?
Oh. Speaking of the devil.
Well, we'll put that under the pain category.
Yeah, pain. That's a no. Okay.
That's cool.
She did the sky pinches. Cool. Hey, that's part of the
cool.
homework.
We'll take it.
It's part of the homework.
That's nice. All right. I just wanted to check up. Just check up.
There we go. It works. You heard it here first.
All right. Cool.
With that said, we got Chips tomorrow. Are we starting that league or what?
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that fantasy draft.
Left side.
We'll get that going.
8.
It's gonna be
leg parlay.
So how this is gonna go is we're gonna have our teams, right, and every week during Chips we're gonna simulate a week, talk about what happened throughout the season. But we are going to, on Mondays, we're going to start a new show called Monday Night Football, where we're going to stream the games that our teams are playing against each other, or just games that our teams are playing. And it's open. So, Dr. T, if you want to come around on Monday to commentate, we're just going to talk. They're going to be able to get a chance to just ask us football questions. But we're going to see. And,
we can have it like the Manning cast and have the hour by hour.
Yeah.
You know, I want Dr. T to be like the.
Oh, we have injuries too. That's gonna come in. The injuries. Yeah, we can talk about.
Dr. T's like the fucking the Chris Berman of fucking, or like the analysis. Like he's gonna before the game. Like, you know what? Although Timo's team has been on a win streak, I think Danny this week is looking strong. Give the breakdown, like Dr. T's the Trey Wingo.
The Trey Wingo.
So we're gonna have Monday Night Footballs on Monday. We're gonna stream those games and see who wins. And if you win, the Super Bowl is gonna be 22,000 BSBs.
Oof.
22?
Yes.
Big
stuff. Because it's like a 4 or 5 month process, or 3-4 month process. Now that's if you win the Super Bowl. You get 15,000 if you go the farthest out of us. 15. So if you get that. Also, if you get MVP, you can get some. It's gonna Because now after seeing the way that the Survivor builds up, like you can get 15,000 on the Survivor. So for a whole like season of this, I was like, it's got to be worth it.
Everybody's chips got up, so the 5% got hella expensive.
Right. So
chips are up. I guess that makes sense because by that time we probably. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But
join us for Monday Night Football and see, tell us who your favorites are. Monday, we need the Dr.
I can
T
give a power
injury
rankings.
Report. Exactly, you need the power rankings.
Power rankings. Yeah, I got to get a list of teams. We'll get power rankings.
Oh, he could do the our give us a draft grade.
And futures.
A little draft grade too.
Yeah. Right.
Like the Mel Kiper.
Yeah. Because you know what? The cool thing too
send me
is
the draft things.
We're able to take somebody like created the players for this upcoming draft class,
A whole
so you can
roster,
load the
maybe.
roster.
Yeah,
So
bro.
the draft
crazy.
for our draft is gonna literally be the draft. So you
Yeah,
can even
it's gonna be
give
fun.
you a draft tips. If somebody gets hurt during the season, I need the Dr. T injury report, like torn ACL. Yeah, he
Nah.
definitely
Yeah.
out. They're saying 5 to 6 weeks. I would be more in the 6.
Hope you give him a keeper.
They're
He's
gonna
a
be
keeper
8
for
more
next year.
they're a 85 injury. That's gonna be tough. I gotta give him a yellow.
Gotta give him.
I gotta give his team a yellow for that. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that.
Yeah,
gonna be
more
fun.
More fun.
All
More
right.
fun for the stream.
Monday Night Footballs.
Mm-hmm.
Chips book club Thursday.
Yeah, bingo.
Did we have something Friday? I thought we had something Friday.
And for we don't have anything Friday, but for what's it called, for book club this week, we're going to be actually playing GoldenEye because GoldenEye dropped on the
I heard
Nintendo
about that.
Switch, so we're going to be testing that out.
I need Mo to come in with the hot. He's always gonna have some weird thing. He's gonna be like, oh, you know this, like the boom, dun, 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 the opening screen, like the start screen. He's like, you know, this actually was from this was from the Wu-Tang archives.
Right.
They had this. They made this from a snare drum, and they actually took it and just elongated it, and then they put a bong in the middle, and that is how they. I need that. I need something from him on that.
Also, he's now. I was just talking to him before the show last Thursday, and he was saying like, yeah, he's getting back into German soccer and everything. So you actually have
Bundesliga.
either a friend or foe. You won't know quite
Yeah,
yet.
either
See
Bayern or
what side he's
Freiburg.
on, hopefully, or mortal enemies that we'll see. I'll ask him what his teams are on Thursday. On the
Yeah, I gotta
stream.
know that before you
And
start telling
it's either
him.
gonna
I
start
need
a
to be
beef or
I
it's
need to be
gonna
his friend. Gotta have someone who knows more about this, so I can talk to them and they can give me more information because it's gonna be hard for me to follow that from down there. But my beloved Wrexham just lost today, man. So it's gotta do it. Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, Super Paul Mullen.
Fuck Wrexham. They fucked up my parlay. Fuck Wrexham. That was the only
That was
one.
it. That was the last one. Wrexham was the last one to miss. Oh shit.
I'm gonna go money line. They'll just win.
Just go.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. We had a good talk, and we need to see if we can get that guest.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
going to be
that'd
much
great.
better to have a woman's perspective
Yeah,
instead of just a
definitely.
bunch of dudes talking about gym etiquette, to be
Yeah,
completely
it's true.
honest. And I get it.
100%.
We're biased. We can't really stop that, but we'll do what we can. But see if we can get that, and then I will gladly step aside and have either we can have the other camera streaming on here, but for sure get her, because that matters. That's honestly the main
Yeah,
subject
that'd
of
be
it.
great.
Their
Yeah, that'd be
opinion
great.
matters on this subject more than us.
And
Yeah.
then we will find out what kind of gym goer she is. Does she pay attention to what's going on, or just like, you know what I'm saying, or her from her experience?
And then we
of
got to find
friends?
her favorite gym goer too.
Ooh, that gym goer.
It
Yeah.
has to be a new question. We have to ask everybody else their favorite gym goer.
That's true. That's
Anytime that comes in, but
We're missing.
yeah. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you guys next week for
mhm.
Painter Game. My name's Dr. T,
true. Yeah, my name's Tebow.
and we'll catch you next week. Peace.